We are now rolling yet again.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back from the holidays, finally.
Yeah, we took a
Welcome
nice
to
long
the,
break.
yes, right, we're all nice and refreshed, ready to go.
Yep.
I don't know about
Welcome,
refreshed.
Yeah.
as refreshed as can be.
Yeah.
Ignore the naysayer. I am at least refreshed.
Look, I'm sick with a cold.
You'll be fine
I'm
just so
nice
you're
and
not.
nasally.
Like, even if you're not actually refreshed, just say you are.
Yeah,
Just
right.
read the room now. But welcome to another episode of the Now With That Attitude podcast, the only podcast where tumble dryers are kid tested and mother approved.
No.
It's like, as usual, I am Dr. Calbidian. Joining me today again are Tick and MZ. And Tick has some fun stuff, a fun story that happened the other day
Oh,
that he
yeah.
wanted to talk about today.
Right? So here we are. So, I bet everybody loves entitled people. Let me tell
Yes.
you about entitled people. So, I breed reptiles. I've been selling a bunch lately because I am going to take a different direction with my reptiles. I got some funny shit. So, someone contacted me. They asked to, about some animals I have. Primarily a couple of albinos. Ball pythons. They asked to see some pictures of an adult animal I had. It's like, I'll read off the text. Send pics of adult, please. I did. Normal albino? And I said yes. Also het pied. They said 150 cash today. I said I'll pass. Good luck though. So the thing is, an adult female albino ball python who is heifer pied. So far, lowest market price has been $300. I ain't lowballing that much because I already said 200 firm. So that's already a discount.
Right.
I tell them. Albino hatchlings are being sold on Morph Market for 100 each. Might be a better option for the price range you're offering. Much cheaper than a ready to breed adult. Homie came out here with the dude is a normal albino. They can't even spell right.
And before you go any further, because even at the part where you just says no, I'll pass, no, good luck though. You think it would be most people just be like, okay, no, fine, no problem,
Yeah,
I'll go somewhere
right?
else.
Basically.
But no, for no reason, for no purpose whatsoever, I want to keep it going. But continue.
Yeah, homeboy literally came out with dude is a normal albino. It's like, that's great. And head pied.
It's like, do you really have that much free fucking time, dude?
Apparently he did, because my gosh, it goes on. And I
Oh,
tell
it
them,
went on.
adult breeders go up in value. And don't know why you're so pressed when there's plenty of albinos around for you elsewhere. They responded with, at 200, I can just add another 50 and get me a black pastel albino. They look better and are worth more than a normal albino. It's like, I know, I have a black pastel albino. It was also pastel and Russo. I got the package deal. And so I'm like, then why didn't you go do that in the first place? There's plenty out there, as I said. My guy, you're literally just getting upset that things aren't going your way. I even linked them to a black pastel albino. I was like, here you go. Even found you a good option. They sent me some image of I guess they found some albino ball python on sale. On sale 189, buddy. Found a better one here, LOL. And I'm like, cool, then go buy it. It's literally no loss to me.
Yeah, right.
Don't know why you're so upset things didn't go your way with me. Dude was like, good luck. Noticed you still holding onto yours. Overpriced, buddy. No, it ain't. Mine was underpriced. But I say this later. And I'm in no rush to sell my animals by any means, as I said. And have no issues keeping them for years to come if nobody wants them. Homeboy literally came out of the woodwork with, I give you 200 for the snake if it includes a blowjob.
Which is really just the grossest thing.
It's just so weird. It's so
Right.
fucking weird.
Dude is so tilted over a snake. Over a snake that he can literally just go buy elsewhere.
Yeah,
So
because I was scrolling through that whole conversation yesterday when you posted it while I was
Yep.
at work, and I'm like, what?
Right. It's like, so I said back, man, you're genuinely offended. You're genuinely offended. I said just no. You must be a very pleasant person with women if this is how you act over a literal snake.
Yeah, right.
And he came at me with, dude, I own 18 ball pythons. I don't need yours. And it's like, then why'd you contact me? So I tell him, brother, you contacted me about
Continually.
buying my
Yeah,
animals.
what are we here then?
Right? Like, why are you contacting me then if you don't need mine? Because you just contacted me about it. Like, so I'm like, I tell him, brother, you contacted me about buying my animals. Why contact in the first place if that's the case? Then I went on a little like, I just to rub it into him because I like to subtly start shit. I tell him, besides, none of us truly need
Subtly.
animals. We want animals.
Exactly.
There's a vast difference, as snakes aren't essential to human survival at all. So yes, you don't technically need my animals, just the same as I technically don't need them. I simply want them as I enjoy these animals. Then he comes back trying to look polite, like, just trying to help you, that's all. I notice you have them overpriced. So I come in with here's the thing. An adult ready-to-breed albino het pied isn't going to run the same price as a single-gene albino no hets. Looked it up just now. Cheapest adult female albino het pied on market and cheapest adult female albino het pied sold, each were $300. So in all technicalities and using your own logic, I'm actually underpricing the animal in question. And let's see. And then, what is that? I think this was much later. He, after I sent all that, he came back, hours later. Like, dude, you're talking to me. Not even the right kind of "you're." The improper punctuation. So, he was like, dude, you're talking to me like I don't know about these animals. I'm a well-known breeder. I have a total of 615 snakes. And it's like, great, you have 18 ball pythons. What an expert you are.
Mm-hmm.
And then he comes...
The jump in amount really got me.
Right. And then he comes in with, I can teach you a lot about them. I also have 37 years of experience. Come on down so I can give you class for free. And I just tell him straight up. Straight up, I tell him. Then you know the value of the animal I have for sale. Many years and many animals doesn't mean much. People can do something for years and still be incompetent or barely passing at it. Man. And then, he just simply tries again with, come on down so you can take a look and maybe buy some for me. And I'm like, honestly,
No.
dude, I don't know why you're being so desperate right now. You claim you're some well-known breeder, but you haven't made much of an effort to link me to any social media pages or somewhere else to show the proof of such beyond mere claims. As it is, someone who claims they know so well, but didn't even know the lowest going price for the animal in question isn't exactly what I consider a competent breeder and keeper. I'm pretty set anyway. I am not in this to turn a profit. I'm just here to enjoy my animals. Don't really have much reason to buy a ton of stuff, much less from a person with such a back-and-forth attitude like yours. If that's the kind of attitude you use to get around in this hobby, I'd rather associate with a backyard breeder instead of you. And ever since then, he hasn't responded, at least.
I feel like you were talking to the scammer AI at some point there. Oh, that was a real person. Because it's a lot of stupidity and just it's not making any sense.
Yeah, right,
It's too high.
The worst part is, man, that is so common in the reptile hobby when selling.
Oh,
It's
God.
people are something else though. He hasn't responded back ever since, but I'm still waiting on something potentially.
Jeez.
I share this all over social media in a special Northeast reptile group I'm part of on Facebook. I share it just in general because the shit's funny, not gonna lie. I ain't even mad or anything because it's just funny. It's actually just funny.
It's just stupid. It's just so stupid.
Right. It's honestly hilarious. I'm like, this is very entertaining. It's to know someone can come to you about buying your animal and then suddenly turn around and be get so mad when you just say no because they lowball you. And then they go around oh, well, I don't need your animal after all. It's why'd you come to me then?
Yeah, right. Why'd you reach out?
Right.
Do you think before you release words from your dumb face hole?
Yeah, right. Clearly this dude didn't. I don't think he's capable of thinking in general.
Right.
He lost that ability when he went senile about 20 years ago, I bet. If he's supposedly 37 years experience or whatever.
He just has stacks of flashcards of probable responses that he wrote when he was 10 years old or some shit. It's
Right.
This one.
Yeah, turns out dude flunked out of kindergarten. He couldn't learn the ABCs on time.
2 times 2 equals... No, wait a minute. Shit, these are my multiplication tables. Fuck.
He didn't. He had that spinny wheel thing where the cow goes moo and all that, but he got the wrong one every time.
Oh God! One of those.
What
those
sound does the
things.
chicken say? Moo! That's clearly what he did. Yeah. Oh my goodness, but so see, that's the thing. People need to just learn to not be so entitled. I feel like we would have a better world without that kind of behavior and attitude and things.
I mean, again, it comes back to education, like we talked
Right?
about before.
Exactly.
Right.
Without the proper education, there's not going to be the right intelligence going around.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah, because I was
Of course,
thinking
the
about
funding isn't there.
yeah, right. I mean, in general,
yeah, 'cause, like,
parents need to definitely do more of a job of actually teaching about this kind of shit.
Oh, 100%. They
It's
put
like,
too much
yeah,
responsibility onto teachers
yeah, and it's
to be
not
like, hey, teach
yeah.
my kids. And I'm like, some things aren't meant to be learned in a classroom.
Right,
Right.
you know, and it's not like it's always going to be, foolproof. Like, there's still going to be people like humans where no matter how well you raise them, they're still going to be like entitled or
I mean,
fucking crazy or some shit, and like,
yeah, because we're at the point where it's been a huge domino effect because
yeah,
again, it starts top with no government policies, then underneath that, I'll put yeah, obviously, yeah, government policy, education,
yep,
and then whatever contributing factors below all that. But it's just been a huge domino effect with because you go back 100 years, 50 to 100 years,
yeah,
when parents could afford to spend more time with their kids and mentor and teach their kids and not rely so much on teachers.
right,
More proper lessons made it through and they
Mhm.
made better human beings, for the most part, at least as far as I can tell.
yeah,
But now and again, we're not going to go too into this. We've talked about this to hell and back already. But
Uh,
yeah, it's a mess. But we'll
yeah,
see.
total mess.
But anyway, we'll see. But yeah, so well. I hope hopefully that guy doesn't contact you back, but I know you hope he contacts you back because
Yeah,
you
right.
enjoyed this shit.
Yeah, because this shit's hilarious. I am very much enjoying it. And like, I've had other people contact me, and they're just like, I was like, yeah, this is the price I'm selling at. It's firm, and they're just like, all right, good luck, and it's like, thank you, good luck to you too. Like, it ain't that hard to do that kind of exchange.
Yeah, right. It's just like, hey, I'll pass. Good luck. Though. See you later. It's like, okay, cool. No, whatever. Bye.
Right.
It's like, that's all I had to do. That's all I had to say.
Basically.
It's so easy.
Right. It's like, instead of making that whole fuss about like I could go get it elsewhere, it's like, then why didn't you?
It's like, where on our evolutionary journey as a species do we decide where it's like, oh, making things more complicated just for no reason is an essential part of our survival of the species. Let's do that.
Right.
It's like, where did that happen?
Who even knows?
Something brains, something.
Yeah. Ape make fire, ape eat cooked meat.
Right.
Something.
Let's have just less blood flow to our brains. We don't need to be this smart. Let's dumb ourselves back down. Let's go back to simpler times.
Yeah, let's just kind of here's the thing. Let's just like give it all away and just go back to like being nomadic, hunter gatherers. There we go.
Right.
Just although a little novelties like an actual working toilet system would be nice, but
Yeah, I mean, like tweak it here and there, but just like we gotta trim off a lot of this bloat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Figuratively and literally.
Yeah, a lot of people definitely need to be humbled out there.
It's like winter is coming and I have an entire village to feed. It's like, well, between you and me, the village could probably use a little less feeding.
Yeah, right.
Show kickoff.
Scotland forever.
Oh man, but yeah, we'll see. But
Yeah, right.
what was I thinking about the other day? I was
Yeah.
oh yeah, so I was thinking about Kyoryu again the other day.
Oh yeah, that dinosaur animation. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think because I don't know if we really hypothesized about it at all at the time when the trailer first dropped.
Not really. We only
yeah.
I think what it is we only got hyped about it, and that was basically it.
Right, like the hype, yeah, like the visuals and everything, and just like the whole potential premise. I think just initially, but we didn't really talk in any depth about it because because from what we saw, obviously post-apocalyptic type deal because there's still remnants of human buildings and shit like that, and you find remains and things like that. But there's these posters of them, working together with these I guess biologically engineered dinosaurs they created that have since survived and now
Yeah.
rule the Earth,
Yep.
right? So I'm wondering. So I guess I'm wondering, is it just like, okay, is it like stereotypical no sci-fi bullshit where it's just like, oh, of course the dinosaurs got out of control and they killed all the humans, or maybe there's like some byproduct virus that they created as a result of the engineering of the dinosaurs, who knows what,
Yeah.
or is it just like they were using them for war and they essentially wiped themselves out except for a few population of dinosaurs, and they just inherited the Earth. So it's just like, what do you think it might be?
Right.
Because like, I mean, I don't know. Again, it's a it's a short trailer, so it's not much to go off of yet. But like,
Yeah.
I think for me, that stood out was the fact, like, the little baby T-Rex. I mean,
Right.
one, like, who knows how long that skull had been buried there underneath that spot? Because like, how did you like, how did it know to fucking dig there?
Yeah. Right.
Right? I mean, I don't care how good your sense of smell is. That was like fully buried under a huge ass log. You're
Yeah,
not
right.
normally finding that shit. I don't care how good your sense of smell.
Yeah. Right. Basically, because like, let's see. Looking into it, it was like
So I'm wondering if there's like another layer to it where it's like when they were engineered, they were made to be like super, super, super bonded to humans.
I don't know. Yeah.
So
or it
that
could
why I
just-
was able to like
yeah,
point it
'cause-
out, and why it's like, oh, I'm gonna keep this human skull as a treasure and
Yeah, 'cause
cherish
it-
it. And da-da-da-da.
Yeah, because I know their thing too is like, so yes, the post-apocalyptic Japan or genetically engineered dinosaurs have outlasted humanity, so that means humans are just gone. Now,
Okay, so they're gone
how
completely,
they
okay.
outlasted humanity and in what sense is the different story. Because like you said, did they kill them all, or was it just simply humanity just didn't evolve fast enough to handle the futuristic situation or apocalypse?
Right.
Yeah, and then despite being built for the future and far more intelligent than their ancient ancestors, prehistoric instincts still dominate much of the beast's behavior. So like,
Okay.
my big question is, to what degree is that, are they going to play on that? Because like, when you think about it, outside of the tribal wars and situation, prehistoric instincts also means like, young animals, they will find things that they enjoy and play with and stuff. They
Right.
might actually end up picking favorite toys, especially
Mhm.
since so stuff like that. And it's like, you wonder if that's actually a nod to that, instinctual behavior more than just
Yeah,
something.
because I was considering that too. If they're trying to like go with something, or if they're trying to go with a deeper angle to it. Yeah.
Yeah, like it could either be the deeper angle or it could just simply be that, it's a young T Rex found a human skull, his favorite toy now, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the reason my mind went that way, because I remember one of the because when they're walking through that street, I think you'd see like a poster on the wall or a billboard or something.
Yeah.
With the human and whatever dinosaur working together for a better future, shit like
Right.
that. That's kind of where my mind went with it.
Yeah. Because, like, they very clearly made them intelligent enough, based on, like, a lot of stuff that the dinosaurs would have, like, likely, worked with and, stuff with the humans, at least most of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, okay. And then I'm really curious to find out, because obviously, just looking at the T-Rex pair that you see walking in, they're just like drastically different from like yes, we still don't know 100% what they actually looked like in real life, millions of years ago,
Right.
but still, because like obviously there's like a great deal of embellishment going on there, so it's like,
yeah, because,
all right,
samurai crest and all.
yeah, right. What other animals did they combine into this genome to get this product?
Right, like what kind of Jurassic Park stuff did they pull off?
Mhm. It's like, no console fish, no,
Right, and interesting one.
no frogs with cuttlefish. I'm tired of frogs with cuttlefish.
Yeah, so an interesting one is the animator at Floating Rock, which is the studio behind it, is actually Benjamin Mulat, or Mullet, or I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but anyway, Benjamin, M. And he specializes in creature animation, has actually worked in the Hollywood film industry. So he has actually done stuff like Jumanji, Godzilla vs. Kong, and Avatar Way of the Water.
Oh, some bitch.
Yeah, so they got a big name on.
Hell yeah.
Yep. So that's also something I'm really interested in seeing, because like it already looked really well animated. So like I'm
right.
really excited to see how much further they can take that kind of thing.
Oh, can't wait, man. Can't wait.
Yeah, because like because the animator who's worked on Godzilla vs Kong and Way of the Water, like damn,
Yeah,
you
right.
got talent there.
Can't wait to see what the Raptors look like.
Yeah, right.
Watch them have an alpha raptor. It's just like very similar color palette to no blue, but obviously like more embellished and whatnot, and like it's spelled just like BLU instead of no UE.
Right.
Like hyphen U.
Right.
Umlaut.
Just
Just needs the umlaut, make it extra fancy.
yeah,
looking.
or said like
Right.
just spell it blue, but like hyphen the E, blue A.
Blue A.
The great Alpha Raptor Blue A.
Like B dash LU.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Keep
interested
it, I
to
think.
see how that turns out, though.
Yeah, God, that was 3 months ago when that trailer dropped. Give us more,
Right.
please, more.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I'm especially curious, like, to see when do they say that's coming out, if anything?
Did they actually give a release
I
date?
don't know, actually. I don't recall if they did or not.
I feel like they didn't.
Yeah,
Hang on a second, I have the trailer here. Let me just fast
yeah,
forward
like
here.
scan it real quick and let us know.
It just says coming soon.
Okay, yeah, so all right, we'll see what we do.
Yeah.
And on a similar hypothesis theme, so I know we've talked about it in the server a bit, and especially Pengu and I did deep diving onto it once.
Oh, really?
With the whole like the night lights in How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, Jesus.
And those ugly ass motherfuckers. Like, they did it worse than like How to Train Your Dragon did in terms of the like feminine looks versus masculine looks on them.
Right.
Like they just made the night lights in the show like straight up like male and female like clearly.
Oh, jeez.
But so it's like my big thing is like the whole concept of like that the fact that if it had gone as was expected or would have been expected, especially considering that How to Train Your Dragon has always actually had like a very simplified but understandable grasp on actual biology and ecology and things regarding subspecies and evolution and yada yada.
Right.
So it's like there's no way then people would be like, oh well, it's fantasy. No, here's the thing though, there's no way they wouldn't have excluded the fact that as Toothless continued to breed with the Light Fury, assuming he even had more, is the reality that they would all just be reabsorbed into being Light Furies, potentially with whatever benefit the Night Fury genetics would provide,
Right.
or what traits Night Fury genetics may provide to the Light Fury species. Otherwise, they would just literally all breed back into being just Light Furies all over again.
Yeah.
And so, like, the whole thing where 1,300 years later, you have the Light Furies or Night Lights. I mean, still alive. Then that there's a lot of inbreeding going on there.
Right.
Like they got frisky with each other.
I mean, like, and
It's just
even
like
to begin,
rats. That's fine.
it's fine. They can handle it.
Yeah, right.
like rats and reptiles, lots of reptiles. They can handle a lot of inbreeding. It's okay.
Yeah, right. I mean, with how those faces are on the babies and the screenshots I've shared, I mean, probably
You're
makes
right.
sense.
He's like,
Yeah, right.
just make full on dragon pug noises.
Right.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's always the annoying part is when like shows of something or like spin-offs or anything like that, or especially shows though, don't really follow through with like the primary media that well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's just like, I mean, and even to begin with, I think we said it before outside the podcast, but it's just like, there's no way what's his face managed to kill so many Night Furies to the point
Yeah,
where like
right.
that only Toothless was left.
Yeah,
There's just
right,
no
like,
fucking way.
yeah.
There's no way there weren't at least a few chilling out down in the hidden world.
Exactly. Like, there's
Like there
there's
was
an
Light Furies
entire
down there, so why
planet
wouldn't there
they're
be?
on.
Yeah. So why wouldn't there be other Night Furies down there?
Right. It's like how because like otherwise like it was very obvious he did not know where the hidden world was. He did
Right.
not. He never got there. They never clued to the idea that he knew the hidden world existed, or they had
Right.
ever at any point touched the place. Because, like, let's be real, he could be the best fucking hunter in the world, but if he goes down there, he's gonna get slaughtered by every dragon in the hidden world.
Exactly.
So, like, no way he went down there and just killed every Night Fury who was undoubtedly hiding down there at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So you also got to wonder, like, yeah, where else in the world, in the continent, do night fairies exist?
Right. I mean, hell, not even just on the continent. I'm like, you can't tell me that they're just these dragons, this
Right,
population
live in that
dragons, are just
single
on
like
the
yeah
entire planet, are just
landmass.
isolated here.
Right, like
Right.
there's no like they had an entire world to work with, like an actual
Right.
world. Not only like two worlds technically with a hidden world. So like there had to have been night fairies across the globe, elsewhere.
Yeah, because there's plenty more to the planet than just other Iceland / Viking landers.
Yeah,
Right?
right. Because like when you think
Iceland / Viking land.
right, and well, one could argue, one could argue that the whole concept of well maybe Night Fairy like specifically evolved to be there. It's like well I doubt it because like the Night Fairy was very clearly classed or shown to be a very specialized species that was
Right.
like highly evolved, highly intelligent, very adaptable. Basically, the only thing they
Right.
did not like was cold mostly. But
Like
even then,
extreme cold. I mean, even then they could handle like the
yeah,
general
right. Like
cold
yeah, like
of
Toothless
Burke
has
and everything
frolicked in
just
the snow
fine.
plenty. Like when they were
Yeah.
with the Wildebeest in 2. So like they
Mhm.
very clearly can handle it cold enough. So it's like that means that with how extremely versatile the Night Fury was, it meant that they could live all over the globe basically just about.
Yeah, right.
So there's
Yeah,
no
with their
way that there
intelligence and
weren't other
versatility,
Night
yeah, they
Fairies
could easily
around.
go. It's like, oh, keep going in this direction. It's getting warmer and warmer. It's
Right,
like,
like
oh,
especially
let me go this
tropical.
way.
Right.
Right. Perfect there.
Right. Another argument could be like, oh, maybe they just evolved elsewhere though, and they, that's why there's not night fairies. But it's like, well, again, like at that point, they have basically peak traits as a dragon at that rate.
Right.
So it's like there's no doubt that some of them definitely would have, evolved into a different species or
Right.
subspecies of like the Fury family. But at the same time, there's undoubtedly the fact that if they were to migrate into specific other conditions, then they absolutely would stay night fairies and just night fairies.
Right.
So like there's definitely some out there. It's a lot like the whole thing with what is it, Game of Thrones and the dragons. How a lot of people are like, oh, Drogon's the last living dragon, and it's like, well, keep in mind they've only touched upon like 2 whatever continents and stuff.
Yeah, right.
They're
That's
like-
it. Yeah.
Yeah, they've only touched on like 1 or 2 continents. The one where the dragons came from, and then of course obviously Westeros and all that jazz,
Hmm.
and whatever else that continent has. But that means that there's an entire globe where dragons could still exist across that
Right.
entire globe.
Yeah,
So
100%,
Drogon is
'cause-
definitely not the last dragon.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
But I think that was like the whole thing with I can't remember her name. She's like the youngest of the Stark siblings.
Arya?
The younger daughter Arya.
Oh,
'Cause I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
What's Westeros? That was the whole thing. That was the journey she went on at the end of the series.
Right.
Right. So I could easily see a continuation as she goes to Atlanta. It's like, oh hey, shocker there, more dragons.
Yeah,
still
right.
living
More
and thriving.
dragons. Yeah.
Right.
Just get
Who would have thought?
Yeah. Right. Because like I mean, hell, they basically explained it in a mini version with the the dire wolves. How like, what is it? Like, I mean, there's obviously more dire wolves out there. They just don't come that far, fucking south of the wall, or I think it was. Yeah, south of the wall. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
So like
right,
it's
yeah,
it's this when you think about it, that's basically a miniature scale of like the reference to the dragons and like the fact that yeah, like there's only like 1 or fucking who is it Nymeria, I think, who's still out in the wild, and all, but then like that's really about it. But it's also just simply south of the wall, and there's
Right.
like clearly a healthy population of dire wolves that exist out there.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, so similar with dragons, like just a little more large scale. So go to an entirely different continent and probably dragons there.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because like I'm even like thinking like specifically if like Toothless like was like end up in like an African type biome, like all that open space, really easy to spot prey. To, like
Right,
wait for
just hide
nighttime,
in the
and then
night, yeah.
just like fucking basil geesing all over the place, like easy hunting in that place there. For
yeah,
him.
basically,
Oh, see that's what actually happened. So like the Monster Hunter universe is like it's like millions of years into the future. No, following the
Right.
dragons. No, night fairies have evolved into basil geese. That's what
Yeah,
happened.
right.
Oh my god.
It all makes sense.
Yeah, right. Also, another gripe I hear all the time is the whole, oh, they made Light Fairy just look, feminine for Toothless. Like, well, here's like the entire fucking species looks like that. Like, especially since they showed multiple Light Fairies existing in the Hidden World. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
the Light Fairies very clearly, they're just their own species, and like it just conveniently looks feminine. Which I obviously can guarantee that was part of it. But they at least had enough in them to roll with the design and make it the entire species.
Right.
Instead of just that one light fairy who looks like exceptionally girly.
Like, and not just the Fury species, the males being just the black, and then the females of the Fury species being all
Right.
white.
Like they actually made it like a case where it's like hybridization between two subspecies, which is definitely the most interesting part.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you have to also wonder, like why did the light fairy evolve those traits?
Right.
Which could also explain a lot behind the looks.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because like if anything, they fit more. The light fairies fit way more into like these colder, snowy climates than Toothless does. So it's like,
right.
If Night Fury has been like living like this for like however long, whatever, and they've evolved this way, like how does that even fucking work? And it's like,
Right.
I mean, I guess it wouldn't matter because again they're nocturnal, so they hunt at night. So like obviously
Right.
that having all black, that'll be to their advantage.
Yeah, that would be their advantage there.
Right.
But also that's a big thing is like with the night lights, how would they hunt? Because like they can't really do day or night because they're part black, part white. Like they stick out.
Yeah, because like if they lean more toothless and their scales aren't able to go invisible through the heat.
Right.
I mean, I guess. I guess it wouldn't really matter because like if they lean more toothless, more Night Fury, they can just some of the lightning turn invisible. If they lean more Light Fury, then they can just use fire to turn invisible. So I guess it wouldn't really matter either
use
way.
The plasma blast to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know in the what's it called, 9 Realms, they had it where they did the thunder summon, kind of disappearing.
Okay.
Yeah, so apparently that was the beneficial trait they got from Toothless.
all the night lights.
Yeah, apparently they can all do it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because I couldn't bring myself to watch any of that series because I only knew of the
yeah, like at this point I started it and I had to follow
movie.
through, and like I am kind of glad they ended it finally because that was atrocious.
It's like, please, my eyes are bleeding. I'm running out of blood.
Basically, I'm not that one lizard that can shoot blood out of its eyeballs. I don't have an infinite supply to do that with.
Nope.
It was wild though because because of the fact that they just did all this stuff and they tried so hard to reference things and they tried to make you feel emotional. I just felt nothing for it. I was like, please stop, please end it now.
Put it out of its misery.
Yeah, they had this thing spoilers, I guess, but anyway, I don't really care. It's a dumb show. You shouldn't be watching it. You deserve to get spoiled if you're watching this seriously and liking it. Anyway, so
go watch Primal instead.
Yeah, right. At one point, they had the Elder Nightlight, who was basically the leader, and he had the alpha stuff. Except that all it was, they just basically made it glow blue, nothing exciting. They didn't have the cool, scales opening and then. The back shoots opening and then, that effect. They just simply had it glow blue. Actually
they didn't have
blue.
Toothless's actual, opening and shooting off things.
They literally just took took the model of the Nightlight and made it glow blue, and that's all they did for the alpha thing. So it was so dumb.
Lame as hell.
It was really stupid though, because so the Elder died. And the thing is, he passed it on to the main character's dragon. His name is Thunder. It wasn't a case where Thunder had to challenge him for position to Alpha, as was lore accurate to the series. He just simply got it passed on to him, and he became the Alpha, the king of the dragons. All of a sudden, it's why?
Is that healthy and how that would work in the wild too? Totally.
Yeah, right. Because it's not like Toothless just had to defeat an entire bewilderbeast to win his status as alpha, as the king of dragons. Instead now it just gets passed on like a fucking torch.
Yeah, no, we want fucking what was it? It was the Netflix's Mowgli movie.
Oh yeah,
that came out a couple years ago. Because they had the fucking
thing.
Because Kill and Mrs. Kill, so obviously, all the pack could challenge him for leadership, and so you got just fucking wolves tear each other apart, throwing them off cliffs, and Mowgli's running, trying to stop the fight. He just sees wolves falling from the cliff above him and just smattering on the ground.
Right.
That's what we want.
Yeah, right.
No!
There at least is a fucking proper system.
Right.
Because you gotta wonder, they gotta produce a lot of puppies per year to replace all those dead ones after that.
Oh,
you're right.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And that's why
you
they
know
have
they
such
kind of
large
be
litters.
losing. Yeah, right. They kind of be losing a lot of wolves with that one. So.
All right.
Yeah, that
I didn't even
Mowgli
think
movie was
about
just like
that,
a
and I didn't
wild
want to
ride,
think
though.
about that.
Yeah, that was just a wild ride of a movie. It was definitely a lot darker, and so you know it had like more interesting elements. But like I love how like there's this whole thing about how apparently Baloo in that movie was like the most accurate of the Baloos. It's like no, he wasn't. Baloo was just like a he was just like a laid back dude in the books.
Yeah, like
That
a
was
chill, lazy ass
yeah.
bear.
He
Yeah,
wasn't like a general or like a sergeant.
you're right. This
He
hard
just
ass.
wanted to
No,
live the bare necessities. You know.
I mean, it's a cool interpretation, but that wasn't
Yeah,
actually him.
right. Like it was a really cool interpretation, but definitely not like the actually closest to Baloo, of all the media's available.
Right?
It was just,
I don't know if I've ever read it.
yeah. So and the funny thing too is technically they never actually specified what species of bear Baloo was.
Yeah, right.
However, they definitely have described him in the closest thing to his description has been, of course, the sloth bear.
Right.
And obviously since the
Even though
sloth
he
bear
looks nothing
is,
like a sloth bear.
right. like I know it's what is it the animated one, they obviously made him just like basically look like a cartoony grizzly bear but blue.
Right.
Yeah.
Then in the live action remake they made him like actually a grizzly bear.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Well, that's the default bear, didn't you know?
yeah, right.
Yeah, right. It's the only one that matters
Right.
besides pandas.
Yeah, right.
Or polar bears. Don't forget the polar
Yeah,
bears.
it's pandas,
Nah,
grizzly bears,
they're
and
almost
polar
dead
bears.
anyway. They don't matter anymore.
Yeah, right.
Space is practically gone.
Right? If I don't get to see a dinosaur in my life, then my grandkids won't see a polar bear in their life. Boom! Just blast the polar bear on the Arctic tundra.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like they're mostly in the ground anyway. Just give us the Pisleys.
Yeah, right. And just saying, what we really need to get rid of is the goddamn koalas and their chlamydia. They're like perma
Yeah.
chlamydia.
They really don't serve any fucking purpose.
I think it's about time we also let pandas go too.
Yeah, right.
China
They're
will
completely
let them
dependent on
go
us at this
with
point.
their cold, dead hands.
Like, yeah, right. Like we'd be going to a fucking war with China.
Right. It's like
I mean,
like
every
the very
panda that's in a zoo is on loan.
Right.
right.
Like,
Like
So,
at the very
at
least,
this
like
point, we need
panda,
to- we
pandas
need
is
to
like
let
the
them
one
go.
species. Pandas are like the one species I would actually be okay with like genetic tampering. It's like make
Yeah,
these
right.
things so they can fucking survive on their own. I don't care what you gotta do. Go
Right.
ahead. This is the one exception I'll give you. You can experiment on the pandas
Right.
to make them
understand.
fucking useful.
'Cause,
I
like,
really
they-
don't understand their trajectory from being actual bears to just eating bamboo.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And like, now keep in mind, like pandas do technically survive a little bit better in the wild than than other
Captivity,
things.
yeah.
Like because I mean, like obviously when you put an animal who's a wild species into a captive environment, it's not gonna exactly know how to navigate all our human stuff.
Right.
Right.
So if you put it in its natural habitat, it's gonna thrive better. But I mean, pandas have kind of reached that point where they're still kind of in a situation out there in the wild.
Right.
Of course, I guess I would need to double check why though now.
But,
They don't reproduce very often, and when they do
Yeah.
Right.
reproduce, they're not
Very-
very capable of keeping their young alive because
right,
they're
'cause high
apt
mortality
to
rate.
roll on them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Especially with how small
And-
they come out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But their reproductive rates are very, very small. Like the window for breeding is very, very little, and
Yep.
they're not very good at doing the deed.
Yep. See, here's the
'Cause-
thing. Like, it's funny because like pandas they obviously eat the bamboo basically, but their digestive system is typical of a carnivore.
Yeah,
so
it's
like,
fully capable of digesting meat properly and all that good
Right.
stuff. Yeah.
so I feel
Why
like
I
really
don't
can.
understand.
I feel like if
Yeah.
somehow, some way, pandas in the wild were to start like eating more meat, then I feel like there would be a better situation there with the pandas.
Right.
It's also really weird that they still have their meat-eating teeth, even though they haven't eaten meat consistently
yeah, who
in
knows how long.
eons.
Yeah, because I mean,
I mean-
apparently, so 99% of their diet is like the bamboo. However, the
Yeah.
remaining 1% does occasionally include eggs and small animals and carrion. So like they
Right.
still eat meat in the wild naturally, but I
Mhm.
think I wonder like why they don't eat enough. Like it might just be what lives with them. To be fair,
Mm.
yeah, because like I'm kind of wondering like what the fuck, yeah. Because like, it could be a case where pandas don't have many options. Because also, to be fair, I
could
don't think
be.
they're specialized enough to hunt down the deer. To give a chase to a deer.
Yeah,
They
right.
would just roll on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
right, right.
They would drop
Or,
down
like-
from the
Oh, they're
tree after
dumpy, yeah.
snapping the branch.
Yeah, like just chilling in a tree, like they wake up, it's like, oh, there's one. They just kind of just roll it.
Yeah, it just kind of rolls over ever so slightly and just smashes the deer under it.
Hey, whatever works. As long as I got food.
Yep.
But oh
Yeah.
goddamn, what was it like But yeah, going back to the reproductive side of it. So I remembered because they were talking about it on the radio a few months ago because I think we still had them on loan here in the U.S. I think here in the somewhere in the DMV, one of the zoos here in the DMV, I think. But they were talking about them because they were about to go back to China, and so like there was like a pair that they were trying to get to mate, but I
Okay.
mean, I couldn't believe what I was fucking hearing. So the male. So okay, so actually no. First off, so the female is so fucking lazy. They have to like fucking prop her up on a fucking log to get her into a proper position. But even then, the fucking male's back hind legs are too fucking weak that he can't stand up long enough to fucking do the job.
Yep.
So they have to like put him through a bunch of goddamn exercises to strengthen his legs first before they can finally get him to do it properly.
Like,
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
right? Like,
They suck at this.
right? And like, I
That's
know
why-
Yeah, it's one of those things where like, it's yeah, obviously saying this is gonna piss a lot of people off, but like, we need to let some animals go. At this point, they're just not made for this world anymore.
Like, I feel bad for the dodos, because the dodos,
The dodos
they just
technically
trusted
weren't-
people too
yeah,
much.
the dodos technically wasn't even their fault. It was just
No!
they didn't have enough time to evolve a proper prey instinct.
Right.
Because like
They just trusted us too much. They were like,
Yeah,
oh,
like,
these people aren't going to hurt
the
us.
big
It's
thing is
fine.
they were about as smart as your average chicken or turkey, which are actually surprisingly really intelligent species. In
Yeah.
fact, there's actually chickens are one of the only species we know of that's non-human that is actually capable of looking into the future. So like considering future events. So like instead of like a dog which lives in the present of oh my god treat right now, a chicken could literally be like I wonder if when I will get a treat in 30 minutes from now, or something like that basically. But
Interesting.
yeah, chickens are actually capable of like looking into the future and like having that like future outlook.
Are pigs in that line too? Because they're like as smart as some children?
I don't know.
I'm curious. I'll have to look it up later.
But
This is
but,
how my brain works.
but yeah, when you mentioned the dodos, I was like again, I was thinking of fucking terror birds because they're basically like super dodos, super badass dodos. But again, they couldn't adapt fast enough and couldn't keep up with the mammals, and so they eventually
Right.
died because of that. Yeah. Who the fuck is Bad Noodle?
Shadow.
That's Shadow.
Okay. Because like I recognize the picture, I'm like, who's Bad Noodle?
But yeah, some animals just aren't good at surviving.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's just really up to combination of genetics and chance. So,
Right.
but yeah, no, probably for the best that we don't still have terror birds around here, because
Yeah, and then we'd have a lot of,
No,
lot of
thank
other
you.
stuff go extinct for entirely different reasons.
I'm more
Although-
pissed about some of the songbirds in Hawaii going extinct than anything else. Because that's all human driven for no goddamn reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yeah, I'm thinking of no, sorry, the having terror birds in modern day made me think of the fucking story of the lady getting her baby eaten by the dingoes. We were
Oh my
talking about last
god.
time. Gonna have way a lot more than that if we have dodos today.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like
And it wasn't
just
even friggin' believed.
just tearing through parks, just snatching children,
Right.
just impaling, running through drive-by, impaling them with their beaks. Just
Oh
like,
my god. That's terrible.
Hey, population control.
Terrible.
Nah, I'm sure we would have found a way to, domesticate them and be, riding around them like with horses and shit.
I would love that actually.
Yeah, right?
Let me just run around on that. That'd be great.
They'll be the new horse races, terror bird races.
Yes. I would do that in a heartbeat. We run
Um,
real fast on these little bird legs.
Yep.
oh, that's how we get chocobos. That now it all makes sense.
Perfect. Give me a chunky chocobo.
It's like that they Jurassic Park some terror birds, and over time they evolved into chocobos.
Yes. Perfect. They love it. Let's do it.
Right.
Go. I'm okay with it as long as I get a chunky one. Those are my favorite.
It's like it all makes sense.
Yep.
We'll add it to the Ferret Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, right.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it this one time.
That's their main form of transportation. They're chocobos.
Totally how
All
that
right.
goes.
It's like, hey, DreamWorks, Disney, hit us up.
Yeah, right.
Probably not Disney. It's
Maybe
not.
not Disney. Maybe not Disney. Never mind. Get out of here, Disney.
Let's go with DreamWorks. DreamWorks would probably do
Yeah,
something
right.
good with it.
Like DreamWorks, maybe Pixar. I don't know.
Maybe Pixar.
Maybe Illumination.
I don't know if I want to go Illumination.
Like I'm only giving Illumination a little credit just because of Mario movie right now. Oh. But
I don't really like their style.
Because like I don't really care for the style either, but but depending on like the story they're trying to tell, like it can work well. Because again, like Despicable Me, like 1 and 2, I love those, and obviously Mario movie, I love that one as well. Obviously I don't care for the Minions, but
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely Despicable Me and Mario movie, and then whatever they do with Mario in the future.
Yep.
But oh, please just leave Legend of Zelda to a different animation studio, please.
Yeah.
Right.
That one
we
I
need
don't
a more serious
understand.
studio for Legend of Zelda,
Yeah.
hands down.
Unless it's Toon Link. Unless they go Toon Link.
Right.
I'll give that a pass.
Yeah, that would at least get somewhat of a pass.
All right.
Like if it's like a jokey one, fine. But
Mhm.
if they're gonna go with like a serious
Yeah,
Zelda,
serious
no.
series, they need to actually keep it serious.
Yes.
Like I mean, unless Illumination has like a very like edgy side to the studio that nobody knows about,
Right.
and they just surprise us with something. I'm like, holy shit!
Right.
This is some dark shit in Illumination. What the fuck?
Yep. Oh, just aliens, guys. Got another one in the Chronicles of fucking dumbasses.
Oh, he replied.
Snakes. No. Just this is
Oh.
everyone entirely, but it's short. I just kind of blocked it. I'm like, dude, I don't really care enough for you.
Mm-mm.
So that's what he put on my post. It was like, drive to Maine for volleyball zones, LMFAO, and I'm just like, nobody's forcing you.
Not twisting your arm.
Yeah, right. It's like, I don't know why he cared to post on the post anyway, because like it has nothing to do with him, especially if he ain't coming up to Maine to get any. Like,
Right.
that's another thing. Is like more people logic. Like, why do you care so much that you have to comment?
I mean, or shit, again, pay for shipping. So.
Yeah, right. That's it. I mean, so there's options. Like, I don't know why people care enough to like that they have to comment on it when it has nothing to do with them, especially if they're not interested anyway.
What's the point? I don't see the point.
Right.
Oh, jeez. Humans.
Right. It's funny shit though. Funny shit. I get more entertainment out of selling my snakes in a mere week than I have in like a handful of months from other things.
Mm-hmm.
Because you get some wild people.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
Oh, jeez. But oh yeah, the new I guess we're about a week or two into the new anime season. Anything y'all are watching right now or excited for?
let's see. Let me go to my anime list.
Because the holder of the list,
Yeah. Sorry,
I simply enjoy.
I guess
Because I'm personally blown away by the fact that we got
yeah.
three anime that came out this season.
Yep.
that require a censored and uncensored version.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, what? 2024, the year of the horny. Hell yeah, let's go. Starting
Right.
off strong.
Yeah, so let's see.
You're
So
the
far, some of the
horny.
stuff airing. Yeah, actually, yeah, don't really have a ton of airing stuff right now, actually, and not
I
really many
know.
that I'm like overly excited for. To be fair, out of the stuff that's on my currently watching list, because so far nothing else is released at the moment. But we have A Sign of
Mhm.
Affection, which is more of like
That
a
one.
kind of romancy thing, cutesy romancy thing. I
Right.
know
Yep.
MZ's read that, I think, or something.
Yeah,
Mm.
I've read most of it.
Yeah, so I'm mostly in that for for MZ, and I just enjoy it too myself. It's a casual thing.
Right.
We got the Banished from the Heroes Party, season
Yes.
two.
Yep, I
Um,
started that. Yeah.
yeah, I enjoyed that one a lot. So just not
Mhm.
not like overly excited, but I am excited to get that one going because I enjoyed it.
Right.
Bottom tier character Tomozaki, second season.
I mean,
That was
interested to see what they'll do with that.
yeah, that was a surprisingly interesting one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it was like a glow up anime, but like it was an overtime glow up, and it was actually with help
Mm.
from like one of the popular girl kind of things or something.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So it was a rather interesting one in that sense, where it was just slightly different, but
Mhm.
I enjoyed it enough.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
And she's secretly a nerd.
She's secretly a nerd too. So it's like one of those
Mhm.
things where it's like they tie in together well. Let's see. We
Gotcha.
got airing. Oh yeah, Delicious in Dungeon.
Yeah, I was
My
curious about
friends
that one
really
too.
love. My friends really love that one. They've read the whole manga because
Yep.
it's finished now,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
find it really funny.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how that one progresses.
Yep.
I think,
Yeah, because I really like so out of all the food sampling shows or whatever, like the food style shows, I
Right.
hands down loved Restaurant to Another World the best at all.
Yes.
Oh yes,
that
yes,
was
yes,
It's
yes.
that
so
was
good.
literally such a peak one. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like it had that note of seriousness to it, but it also had the goofiness. It had a
Right.
really good balance of like tones to it. And it was very relaxing too, and the food looked really good.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
really, really good.
Yeah. Then there's just a cutesy one, Fluffy Paradise. That
I was really about to mention that because like this is MZ written all over.
yeah, oh yeah, hands down.
I like how you all just are like, this is for MZ.
Yeah. So anyway, so it's technically started airing last season, but it is still going into this season because it's a 20 episode one. Is Dog Signal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which actually is really interesting because it's so it's about dog training, and weirdly enough, it actually has a lot of highly accurate information. There are some things that are still a little off, but to be fair, Japan has like a very different culture about it than America and stuff.
Right.
And obviously, and part of it too is like some of the stuff that isn't fully accurate is also still technically more opinion based and based on like other factors too.
Right.
So like it's not necessarily like the peak way to do it per se, but it's still like an effective method that can be done.
Right.
So that kind of thing. But that's been an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
So I ask questions sometimes, like, "Hey,
Yeah.
does that actually work?"
Right, yeah, and I have the answer. So anyway, we got then Mr. Villain's Day Off just looks like an entertaining one.
That one looks so funny.
Yeah, I was thinking about that one as well.
Yeah. Solo leveling.
Yeah,
So,
I was able to say that one too because I think it was Lilith over on Zorstraxia or whatever. He's like, because
Yeah.
that was her like Discord thing for a while. It's like, don't bother me. I'm solo leveling is out.
yeah. So my big thing is so honestly, so I do think it has some potential if they do it right. My big gripe, and I talked about this with Nightmare, is solo leveling. It was extremely hyped up. Like I saw ads out the ass. Like I was getting them
really?
pushed in my face all over TikTok and everything.
Yeah,
For
because I knew
solo
nothing
leveling.
about this.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I they were all over the place ads for me anyway. But so
I also
The
got
fir-
them, and
yeah,
I'm
the
not
fir-
even.
yeah, the first episode was really lackluster. It's one of
Yeah.
those things where like it gave you the theme of what to expect, but also it didn't really like catch you well.
Right.
in
Yeah,
my
I felt
opinion.
the
Like,
same way.
it was one of those things where like you go in and you're like, after all that fucking hype for the series, it's just like a very mundane, typical first episode that really doesn't hook you in with anything specific.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So, it's kind of like it had your typical like, oh, here's party of adventurers saving some like low-level weirdos from being killed by giant ants. Spoiler alert for everyone. Yada yada. And then it went to this whole thing where the adventurers go into the dungeon. The dude's like he's very weak and stuff.
Yeah, the weakest one.
He's got this cute girl who like really wants his safety intact or whatever. His legs intact, especially his limbs in general, his head. But anyway, so she feels him a lot. She's very much the one that like is gonna probably die.
Yeah, right.
Because she's the really nice girl. Who basically like really cares for the boy. Anyway, so and it ends off in a little cliffhanger of like they went into this major room in like kind of a low tier dungeon. And then shit started going south. And, just like someone gets like fucking laser beamed in half, basically, or like, through the chest and like stuff. Another person gets like actually
to open the door
incinerated.
and the statue comes to life and just slices him.
Yeah, that one. So, there's that. And like, but otherwise, like, other than that, it didn't catch me enough. And it really felt lackluster. Like, there was nothing to really make it stand out for all the hype it had in terms of its advertisement.
Right.
Now, I will say, obviously, it's one of those things where I want to go into the further episodes and and see how they do it,
right?
Because there's potential. But I think if they were gonna have that situation where they had advertised it so well, I 100% do believe they should have made a much more catchy, intensive first episode.
Right.
Pull up Goblin Slayer for all I care. Like,
right, I was thinking the same thing.
give me that shock factor or something. Like, just anything. Like that
was Soul Leveling a webtoon?
Yeah, yep.
Is it? Oh, it is.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, it was.
I thought so, but I wasn't 100%.
Yeah, so my big thing, too, is, like, that's the thing is, like, I wanted to see something where, like, it really hooked you in, but it didn't for me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, have the statues come alive and rape the entire adventuring party. That's how
yeah,
you
right. Yeah. I mean, that would, like, like, rip them in half, but,
Exactly.
That's the entire point of shock factor.
Right.
Expect the unexpected, but...
I think, one interesting, at least, or one aspect of it I think that maybe that I found interesting was, I don't know if I read it wrong or not, but like, so obviously, you have this population of people that are born with these abilities that allow them to be adventurers,
right?
But they're whatever skill level or power level they're born at. That's what they can't raise it at all. They can't train or anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yep.
Yeah, so I did find that interesting.
Yeah, it's basically one of those things where like once you get it, you're set, and that you can't do anything to improve it. Basically. Mm-hmm. So if you're a D rank, you're a D rank forever. Is their premise. Now that's also the thing is like I haven't technically read the webtoon obviously, so I know nothing, but I'm curious how they're gonna go about that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it's like more hook was needed in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
What else? Okay, yeah, so nothing else is really airing. That's
Are we due for another Denmachi soon?
Yes, they're on 5 now, aren't they? Should be 5. Yeah. So
5 or 6.
Yeah, Danmachi season 5 was announced though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, it is 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was announced though. However, so we are in for another season at some point or another.
Okay.
I was like, I thought I remember hearing about it, but I couldn't remember if it was soon or.
Yeah, I don't know when they intend to release it. I don't think they specified, but. Yep, it's intended.
But it is coming. Okay.
Yeah, no broadcast information has been made available yet. Yeah, but I am interested.
But there's another anime that I'm watching that I found that I think y'all might like as well. The Unwanted Undead Adventure. I don't know if y'all saw that one at all.
Oh, is it like that one with the skeleton or whatever?
Yeah, because like he goes into a dungeon and gets killed, but he like arrives as a skeleton. But he still has all his like memories and everything.
Yeah, okay, I know what you mean.
Like still like some of his retains some of his abilities from when he was a human, but yeah, now he's just undead and he's like killing monsters and like surviving in the dungeon and then basically evolving into like a higher level of undead so he can get back to town and get help.
Right.
And it's like I'm actually really enjoying it so far because I think it just got to the point where I think he's evolved one stage.
Okay.
And he met this young girl adventurer, like helped her and managed to gain her trust and get him some clothes, and now he made it back to town. Mm-hmm. Just try to get help from one of his old acquaintances. And it's a really neat premise. I'm really interested to see where it goes.
Yeah, because like it honestly just looked like your stereotypical dude who turns into a skeleton adventurer anime.
Oh
so
no, it's more. Yeah, no, it's more grand. It's not like the goofy.
Yeah.
What was that one where like the guy?
Yeah.
He gets isekai, but like he's in his like MMO character avatar.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, what you mean?
Like
I
like
just
he's like
forget the name.
he's a skeleton, but he's like a full paladin build or some shit like that.
Right, yeah, so, yeah, like, so, like, that's kind of my thing, is, like, whenever I see the skeleton ones, I'm just like, oh, God, it's gonna probably be the stereotypical bullshit that, honestly isn't that interesting, but,
Yeah, no, it's more serious, more grounded, not
okay,
not
that's
goofy,
good.
and has
Yeah,
an
so,
interesting story to it.
alright.
And like, and he achieves his first evolution in like the first episode. You're not gonna be like stuck in skeleton mode for like forever.
Ever and ever and ever.
It's not
Yeah.
gonna be the whole arc, no.
Right. Yeah, because I'm reading the synopsis, yeah, he wants to return to a more human form, so, okay, yep. So, yeah, okay, so, I'll check that out on my own time, then.
Give it a watch.
Yeah, so what I need more though too is more anime with like like just in general like not really like furry or skeleton, just like non-human characters, like kind of like the Dragon's House hunting anime.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Yes,
about
yes,
that.
yes,
Yeah.
I thought it
yes.
was really interesting how to see like that kind of thing, where like it was just like an entirely non-human character.
Right.
And it wasn't an isekai either. It wasn't a reincarnated into. It was just actually a character who was not a human. And so you got to see a thing where he like you got to experience
Was navigating
things,
his world.
yeah, as a dragon, not as a
Yeah.
human, as a dragon. So that was the
Yeah.
most interesting because you really you really got the idea that he lived from a very different perspective than the humans or humanoid species that he met.
Right.
And it
So-
was like figuring out how to be a dragon.
Yeah, it was one of those things where like it was like a coming of age story, but with a dragon, not a human.
Yeah.
Like, I found that enjoyable. It's definitely the thing.
Because I'm trying to remember, because like his family kicked him out, and so he had to find his own. He had to find his own place at that point,
Yeah,
right?
he had to find his own
Yeah,
cave,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah,
Lair.
I don't know
Yeah.
if they kicked him out or if he left of his own accord.
I thought it was like
think
they
he
kicked
left
him
of his
out
own
or something because of the egg incident or something.
Yes,
I don't
yes. Because like when it was unhatched siblings got taken by adventurers while he was
Yeah.
supposed to be guarding it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Either got
okay.
kicked out for that, or it's just like his dad got really angry and then like he left because of that.
Right.
I think
There's
he
one-
left
something like
because
that.
of it.
Yeah, yeah, because he's the scaredy cat dragon. So yeah, his
Yeah.
like dad was like trying to make him be a cool dragon. But I also liked it too because like it also showed other fantasy creatures that weren't human still as well.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because like we don't get enough of that in anime, in my opinion. It's like we get it sometimes.
Without it
but-
being like hentai-esque.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
yeah,
like,
'cause I do remember
or-
like he was
yeah.
going around like asking like other monster species like, "Hey, can you help me find a new home?" And da-da-da,
Right,
any
like he
suggestions?"
wasn't
Something like
asking
that, yeah.
just humans or humanoids. He was like actually asking other species, just in a general sense. I know, what is it? I think there was
Like
like that one.
slimes.
Yeah, and there's one episode with the Yetis, I think.
The Yetis,
Yeah.
Yeah.
harpies.
Harpies.
Yeah, yep. So
Yeah.
that was like the
Dwarves.
interesting thing to me. Is like they went across like different kinds of beings, not
Right.
just sticking to the human side of things. Which like again, I like that concept where we get to see more, insight, more from those points of views and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think they also showed like Idrisil at one point. Like
Oh, yep. Yeah. The
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I like that kind of
Gotcha.
thing. It's yeah, so much how no, that's the thing. I like that kind of thing, but also I especially like it when it's fantasy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like because like I still think it's fun to see things through like the eyes of a dog or a cat in media, but that's also so heavily overdone in just regular American media anyway too. That like even when you get those animes where it's like through the eyes of a dog, it's like that's cool, but like I've seen this so much that like it's fun, it's funny, but like it's so overused too at this point.
I think that's kind of why I like A Dog Signal,
Yeah.
because it's not seeing it through the dog's eyes
Yeah, but it's
necessarily.
about understanding dogs through training.
Right.
Yes.
It's a very different approach because normally that isn't a thing that you see things on. It's like actually educational too.
Right.
Yeah, normally it's either you're seeing it as the dog or
Mm-hmm.
you don't see the dog's perspective at all.
Right.
And with that anime in particular, you do see the dog's perspective.
Yeah, but it's through a human explaining the dog's perspective on things.
Right.
Yeah, and it makes it very interesting and easier to digest.
Right. It's like I definitely want to see more animes though with fantasy like that though, where it's not just like a human. It's like it can be a dragon or or a different species.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Or yeah, like a,
Well,
a
you kinda
griffin
get that
or
with-
something. Just
You kind
anything.
of get it with Frieren,
Yeah, you kind of do
with
because,
her being
like,
an elf.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing though. It's like it's nice
But
because
there
like,
are a lot of humans.
yeah, it's still very humanoid heavy, where it's not like you're not like dealing with a situation of like through the eyes of like an actual non-human species.
It's like what
Yeah.
are elves except just no Asian humans with pointy ears? That's
Yeah,
all they
basically.
He's a human.
I mean, they do kind of age pretty slow. You know, they got that aging
Look,
situation.
Oh my God.
longer live just then with pointier ears. Like,
Yeah,
it's
right.
all they
Well, I feel like there is.
the good thing about Freer though is it has like really intensive storytelling.
Yeah, for sure.
I
And it's like the after the main no adventure where like the second after the
Right.
signature
That's
hero
the most
story and
interesting
whatnot. Yeah.
thing to me is like they do an after story of like her journey after some of them have died too and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, shows
See,
like
I'm-
her going through those stages of like, you know, understanding people better.
yeah, which is why I really liked Violet Evergarden, even though I
Yeah.
sobbed the whole time.
Where Freer was good because like it definitely like had those like tender moments and stuff and like whatnot, but also it's like it has a really good storytelling overall. And like the nice thing is like the battle animation is also really good actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When they actually do
Mhm,
fights.
yep.
But I also appreciate that they don't make that a main focus of the anime.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, because like
No,
the entire
it's
point of
still
Freer
about
is
her
heavy on the
learning.
storytelling. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
They're like,
funny because
"Ooh, I
like
like this."
people don't understand that enough. Is like when
Yeah.
they see that and they don't get action enough, so they're like, "Oh, bad anime." It's like, no, it's you're not used to good storytelling.
Right.
Like,
'Cause-
go
and I
away,
love
Dragon
her-
Ball, you know, lover.
Yeah. Yeah, like, and I love her like constant like just like the stark difference in her perception of time in comparison to everyone else. It's like,
Right.
oh, I like this village. I think I'll stay here for a decade or two.
Yeah,
Like, no,
right. It's like we're staying for a week at most.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and that's another thing. They really show off the differences between each of the species. And I've talked to Emsy about this. Is how they do the demons. Is where
Yes.
it
Oh,
shows
yeah,
them.
that was really
where it
cool,
shows them
yeah.
it's like they're just instinctually demonic. Like it's not one of
Yes.
those things where it's like, oh, we
not a
just want
choice
to
or
be
anything, it's just
understood
how
by
they are.
humanity. Yeah, it's like literally just how they are. And so they follow that natural instinct to be demons.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like
that's the
that
most interesting
conversation
thing to
she
me.
had.
Yeah,
Right.
because like they don't pull off that stupid bullshit of like, oh, we're just trying to be understood by humanity. It's like, no, we're fucking demons. We're just being demons.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's like I like that a lot.
Yeah, right.
Is that they
And also
choose a
take-
theme for something and stick really well to it.
Right. And plus, like Freeman and her mentor are taking advantage of their insanely prideful nature because like they like to show off their magical power, and
Right.
so when they and then her keeping her like minimal to like deceive them and whatnot, and make them their weak to get their guard down, make them easier to take down.
Yeah.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then like her battle with the one girl demon, and
Yeah,
all of a
like-
sudden you just see whoosh.
Whoosh.
Right. Yeah, she just
And I'm
like,
just like,
fucking
yeah,
powers
go,
up.
go, go.
I'm an elf who's lived over 1,000 years. Woo!
It's like,
I-
kindly kill yourself, and I'm just like, oh.
Right.
You do not know how hyped I was for that fucking battle because we kept seeing clips and we
Yeah.
hadn't been able to watch the episode yet.
Right.
So Ted kept sending me fucking TikToks of it. I was like,
Yeah,
I
no,
want to
they're really
see
cool.
it.
Yeah, like I really liked Stark's fight with the dragon though, because like it was extremely
Yeah.
dynamic, like point of views
Oh, yeah.
in that. Like it really showed off like the amount of power he actually had.
Right.
And also the tie-in to what's his name?
Huh?
Her adventure party dwarf dude.
Oh,
His-
yeah.
mentor.
Yeah.
Damn it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, right. It's like
All right, but like yeah, because he trained.
yeah, because he was definitely one of the ones they really didn't bring up enough, in my opinion. The dwarf.
Mhm.
Yeah, they don't say his name enough.
Yeah.
But the tie-in there where he was like, yeah, I hit because I'm terrified. And you're just like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's why.
Yeah. Eisen. That's
why
it.
he,
There we go.
Eisen, yeah.
Eisen.
Yep.
That's why he is so powerful. Like, it all makes sense now.
Right.
Mhm.
Like they've done a good job of like they barely leave anything that leaves you like truly questioning. It's just the big thing is you got to actually be keen enough to catch it and see those
Right,
small
right.
details that they give you.
Mhm.
'Cause
Yep.
some of them aren't just like blatant. Some of them are like you have to actually read into it, and that's the thing. This is one of those animes where you can absolutely read into something, and chances are it's going to be legitimate or true, or have some merit.
Have some, yeah.
Yeah.
I love this anime. Like, there are some animes where I just click with them really well.
Yep.
And this is one of them. I really love the storytelling. I love the animation style. I love a character that is figuring out how emotions work and how humanity works in her own way.
Yeah.
Like, it's like with Violet Evergarden, because like she was raised to be a tool, and then all of a sudden she's plopped in here and like,
Yep.
And
you are a tool, but you
civilization, right?
yeah, like you are a tool, but you need to learn how to be more than a tool.
Right.
Yep.
And it's essentially the same with Freerin. She was raised to be essentially a tool.
Yep.
And now she's learning, trying to figure out how to be more than a tool.
Yep.
And it's like fascinating.
I mean, I think for Freeron, it's not so much she was raised to be a tool,
Yeah, it's just
because
like
because
it's more
the demons
that,
wiped out her people,
Yeah.
and so she was really motivated by revenge in the beginning.
Yeah, so she
For all
just
those
focused
reasons,
mostly
her
on
mentor.
that, or you know.
Yeah.
Well, I say tool, but I mean like shut down all of her. She raised
Right.
Yeah, well,
do
that's
revenge,
also
yes, but
considering
like
that
she
the
kind of
elves-
shut.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
She kind of shut down her emotions.
Well, that's also
even
considering that the elves in general didn't really have a lot of emotion to begin
Yeah,
with.
they're not very emotional species. Yeah.
Yeah, and like so
But
a
if
lot
you
of her
look at
training
Craft-
is yeah.
But if you look at Craft had more emotional.
Yeah, well, he also had a lot more like things going on for him too, and I think if I recall right, wasn't he older than her too?
I think he
he
is.
was older.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
He is older.
He also got to live a different lifestyle. Is the big thing,
Mm.
Whereas Freerin, the largest portion of her time was spent with Flam, her mentor.
Yeah.
Which
Right.
she didn't really bring Freerin out to do stuff like that. Where then she joined the party. That's where Freerin got to experience a lot of the world still. And even then,
Yeah.
it's the elven part of her that she just didn't really understand a lot of it, but she slowly
Right.
caught on to certain things. And then after
Yeah.
the death of the party members of Himmel and and Hyder,
Himmel and Hyder, yeah.
Himmel and Hyder. That's when she actually made more of an effort to go out and do all that. So that's why that
Right.
Well,
development
especially
is as
since
it
Hyder
is.
left her fucking child to go
Yeah.
take care of.
Yeah, right. He
Oh,
just-
she's
like,
fully
he's gonna,
capable
like-
child.
he's
It's
like,
fine.
take this.
Take this.
Dangerous to
She's-
go alone. Take
Hold
this.
on to this for me.
She's magical enough for you, right? It's fine.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah, but I think and even going back a little bit, because
Yeah.
even before she met the hero and joined that party, that I think they were like a good several hundred years after her mentor died before she
Right.
met them.
She just
I believe,
kinda-
'cause she was
yeah.
on her own, just
Yeah,
honing
she
her
was just
magic
a little
right
hermit.
during that time.
Yeah, because she lived
hermit, yeah.
kind of off to the side of that one village that started to develop. Because it used to be just like
Mhm.
a little hut or something like that or whatever. Then it developed
Right.
into an entire village. And that's
Yeah.
when the party came to find her.
Mm-hmm.
And the interesting thing is,
But-
it's obviously they didn't give her in a situation where she was just completely emotionless, but she just didn't understand him as well until
Right.
having spent that time with Himmel in the party.
Yeah, and she felt she had no need for such things. So.
Right.
But I like that character development.
Yeah,
aspect,
for sure.
Where
100%. Yeah.
Right.
she's strong in her own right, and she understands things in a way that's very interesting. But then she develops that softer, more not necessarily flexible, but
Yeah.
wider range.
more emotionally aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, more.
Mhm,
It's a
yeah.
wider range of things that she
Mhm.
learns
Right.
and talks about, and it's so fascinating to me when I see characters like that.
Yeah.
I wish we had more stories like that
Yeah. Also,
that were
so-
as well written.
yeah. So the
Actual
most
character progression? What?
Right? And another interesting thing to me
What?
though is that when you think about it, a lot of the stuff between Stark and Fern is actually a lot of the things that Freer never got to do with Himmel. When
Yeah.
you realize
Yes,
it.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
It's almost like a very uncanny mirror situation where it's you're seeing what could have been through Stark and Fern.
Right.
And I'm wondering if that's how intentional that is.
Yeah,
I'm
because
guessing
it
it's
feels
very
almost
intentional.
like it's intentional,
Yeah.
Because it's like one of those things where she raised Fern, basically, and then you have Stark coming in. It's it feels almost like that's supposed to be an intentional situation where they're trying to mirror that,
Yeah.
and show off, show the different things and connections. Because there's been a lot of uncanny connections, through
Like the lotus
Fern.
flower.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And him taking care of Fern, just when she's sick.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah. So that's
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
Yelling in the tavern was fucking me.
Yeah.
Wait. Which scene?
The sign with the the cleric dude or whatever it is,
Oh.
the priest. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and where he was like, just
our
start
new
dating
corrupt
already.
priest.
Yeah. Where he was like drinking, like,
In the
just start
last
dating
episode.
already.
Yeah, just start dating already.
Was that the latest episode?
It was the latest one that we saw.
Yeah, because
Unless there's another one that
18
came
might
out.
have aired by now or something.
Okay, so I might, because I don't remember, I might be behind a couple episodes.
Oh, okay, yeah, because 17 is about where it happened, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because 18 just dropped.
Yeah.
Today.
Okay, yeah. So, yep. Actually, speaking of,
But like he literally is drinking with Freerin in the tavern when they're
Yeah.
trapped at this
Yeah,
village,
and
and
he
he's
just-
just like, start dating already.
Yeah, about Fern and Stark, but it was after they had like a little bicker moment,
Yes.
little argument. It was really funny, and the interesting thing too is like what's nice is they have Fern like sort of like on that level of Sundari, but she's not actually.
Right.
Like they
No,
don't make her
she's
just like an outright asshole. They just make her a human girl who's still learning how to communicate.
Right.
Same with
She's
Stark.
young. She's not used to boys.
Yep.
Like,
I mean, in general, she's also been with Freerin so long. She's really just not as used to communicating if she had been with someone who was,
Right.
right.
Because like by the time she started her journey with Freerin, Hyder was already dead, and he had already been living alone with her for a long time. Probably
Yeah.
not really bringing her too many places or something, or maybe he did, but like not a ton of exposure. So
Right.
she also technically didn't really have like a lot of development as a young child.
Yeah. With
Well, no,
people
and she was
her
so
own
totally
age,
focused
yeah.
on.
Yeah, on
She
her
was so
training.
totally focused on blowing the hole through that thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
like once she, Freerin started training her, so it's like, yeah, so she didn't have a lot of time, so she has a lot of catching up to do too, and it shows well in her behavior.
Yep.
So I find it really funny that people find her so toxic, and I'm like, no, she's not.
Right? It's like that makes no sense whatsoever. She has literally like had a very major lack in social development, so she just hasn't had the time to
Right.
develop all that kind of knowledge and stuff. Even then,
Yep.
she's still only 18, so it's like
Right,
still
still
has a
very
lot
young.
of time. She still needs to learn a lot of things, even at that
Yeah.
age.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Stark, who's a knucklehead,
Yep.
in the best possible, himbo way-ish possible, but and he's trying his best, and it's
Yep.
just, ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
like
I
not
love
mentioned,
this
both
anime so
of them
much.
have their original families are killed.
Right?
So
Yeah.
they're both dealing with that similar trauma.
Yeah. So it's definitely been a really great anime. And like I just
I want
yeah,
more
the,
like this.
yeah, the score is literally 9.14 on my anime list. Like
Oh,
that's an
yeah.
extremely
Yeah.
high score, ranked number 1 right now.
I
Uh,
need more anime like this. I
Yeah.
need animes with good storytelling, good animation.
Yeah, right. Because like these days,
Where-
it's like our quality of anime has gone down so insanely bad. It feels like
Because they keep going for the cheap and easy
yeah.
instead of going for the quality.
Yeah, because like you have the classic like the isekais still hanging on for dear life. You got the the
those will
fucking,
never stop.
yeah.
They'll never go away.
Yeah, no. And to be fair, like it is a fun genre. It's just like a lot of them
Yeah.
aren't being done well anymore. Like
Yeah.
initially there's a
Can be
fair
good.
amount that were really good. Like Slime for example.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was a good one. Grimgar was also a really great isekai. But
Oh,
like
yeah,
then,
Grimgar.
then, like after a while, eventually isekai just started really going downhill in terms of its overall quality as an anime like type genre.
Because they kept pumping them out without
Yeah.
Yeah, just
looking
Control C,
into-
Control V, Control C, Control
Yeah.
V,
Yeah,
Control
right.
C,
That's
Control V.
literally all they're doing. It's like, and I know some of it's based off of popular manga and keep in mind, like a lot of the reason things get like serialized as anime is based on Japanese
Popularity.
consumerism.
Right,
Popularity,
right.
consumers.
Yeah, not
more
necessarily
than
no
the
Western
US.
interest. Yeah.
Yes, and obviously because of that, we have different cultures, so we may have different interest in like things that we like, as people, as a culture.
Mm-hmm.
So I get where it's coming from, but also I think it's one of those things where like I definitely like when they create animes like Freerin or like in like or even Dog Signal, where it's like it's either you have some educational stuff or something, or you just have like a lot of lessons learned or things. They're like actual story is the big thing.
Yeah, and going back to no mention like cultural interests and preferences, because that reminded me of
Yeah.
Because like not too long ago, I've been watching on and off some videos about just Japanese culture and how like actually like living over there is like how people though see things there within the country and how they see things
Right.
overseas and in the U.S. things like that. And like a really common thing I was seeing these interviews is like when they look at the U.S. it's like, oh, everyone's just like, it's just feels so free over there, like just free, everyone they're free living their lives and da 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 da.
Right.
And I'm like, oh really, that's how y'all see us? And it's like, and then now looking at all these escapism isekai animes that are just like saturating the market, it makes a little more
Right.
sense now.
Right, because
Right.
like to be fair, like
Well, you have
I
to
know, you know,
you have to
Japan.
think about how their work culture is like
Right,
50
that
to
too,
60
yeah.
hours minimum.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Japan is one of those things where like a lot of people romanticize it, but it's really not as great as people think is the thing.
Right.
Like
Right.
it has its things that are absolutely really nice, like much healthier foods. Give me that. Like
Yeah,
bring
right.
that to America. But like when it comes
The
to other
technology over there, great.
yeah, technology is peak, but like when it comes to like the work life and the social life and a lot of that, it's honestly really lacking.
Mm-hmm.
Like America definitely has a much better, I guess, social life situation than Japan does typically.
Right.
You know, so it's one of those things too where it's you know, they're all like, oh, you know, I can do all this and this. It's like, no, you can't. And like, not only that, but the Japanese are very judgmental if you're at all different, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was saying that a lot too in the
Like,
interviews.
you
'cause,
can't
it's
have
very-
things
you
like
don't-
autism or like, you know, other mental disorders in Japan because they
Right.
will judge you hard.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's
You
nice.
don't
go ahead.
exist, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't
Yeah.
exist.
You don't
Yeah.
exist and you get judged somehow anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
you
you know
don't
what?
exist. Handicaps don't exist. Mental health issues
Yeah,
don't
right.
exist.
You know,
It's the
so
same in Korea and in China. Any Asian country in general, you don't have a mental health problem. You're just crazy.
right, you know, it's like
It's like 50s
yeah,
era US,
right, you know.
essentially.
Well, we don't have a survival of the fittest, take care of that anymore. So they gotta find other ways.
Yeah, right.
Compensate somehow.
You know, like, I mean, look at Japan's declining birth rate. You know, now we got people getting their dogs blessed at the festivals now instead. Which I mean, you know, it's still a better option than a child anyway.
Yeah.
But hey, you
Yeah,
know.
because they were they were talking
Anyway.
about that too. Because because like as you mentioned, like the work hours are crazy there, but that's also because like just things are getting more expensive over there, or are more expensive over there too, as they are here in
Yeah.
the West. And though in the no income brackets just aren't keeping up, and that's why also
Yeah.
contributing to fewer and fewer birth rates. They're just like they just can't fucking afford it. Just can't afford it.
You know,
It's-
like you know, one big
Right.
thing with Japan
Same.
is at least you know, that's the big thing is too is like I mean, at least with Japan, like the food is more affordable for healthy food, is what I
Right.
give big credit there. But like yeah, as you said, it's like it's getting really expensive anyway though,
Mhm.
and that's part of what ties into those work hours as you mentioned.
Right.
You know, it's like
That
it's
and there's
definitely
the
a rough
expectation
situation.
to please your boss. So you want
Mhm.
to look good for your boss.
Yeah, very proper, respectful culture, just like, all interaction with other people and things like that, especially your
Right.
superiors and elders and things like that.
Right. And
So
like, you know,
part of that is working overtime to
Mhm.
look good.
yeah,
Right.
basically.
It's the same thing in Korea. Also, the job market is unhealthily competitive
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
to the point where a lot of people commit suicide because they can't find work.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, or they just work so hard that they just die from exhaustion.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a reason why that's a thing in isekai.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
We're like, I just worked so hard. Did I die?
Right.
Literally. Full Hate Paradise. The main character, Full Hate Paradise. That's how she dies from exhaustion.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like we tend to romanticize things because we think they're just so much better because they're
Right.
different, and it's like
Mhm.
no, it's not better, it's just different.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in some other of the interviews I was watching, because like they were talking about people move to Japan from overseas, so not just Americans,
Right.
but also Europeans and things like that.
Yeah.
And I remember one guy saying that it's really hard to find a place to live or like get a job as a foreigner, because obviously as you just mentioned, the Japanese very much if you're not one of us, then we're not gonna accept you. So it's really hard to gain
Right.
people's trust. Get a job and find housing, things like that, as
Basically.
you're coming in as a foreigner.
Yeah. Like it's
Especially
basically-
if you're not white.
yeah, it's really stacked
Yes.
against you in like certain places.
Mhm.
You know, it's like because people always think, oh, I can just move here and live a better life. No, you can't. No, you can't.
Not that simple.
Chances are you will probably be more discriminated against than you are in America, and that says a lot considering
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
going on with America
Mhm.
right now.
Right.
You know, like,
Like-
do your research and find out which countries like what ethnicities and then go there.
right, you know.
Apparently, the Russians like black people, so I guess I'm going to Russia.
Yeah, right. Yeah. At this point, it feels like America's gonna just start, like, encourage, getting to a point where everyone's gonna start going back to where they originally, like, roots came from. Except for
Yeah, no,
certain
black
ones.
people-
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure
no,
a lot
yeah,
of black
we
people
can't
aren't
afford-
gonna
we
want to
can't
go
afford
back to
to go back to
Africa.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Yeah, I really don't think the ending up in like a gas station in like lawless land is gonna suit a lot of people.
Like, it would not surprise me in the least that why there wasn't. It took so long for them to like eventually start resisting slavery because it's just like
Right.
Africa was so fucking bad. Like, you know what? Fuck it. Take me out of this shithole, please.
Yeah, right.
Here anymore. I'll do anything. Get me out of this continent.
Well, I mean, a lot of them were war prisoners, so like,
Yeah.
eh.
Yeah, like, like the whole thing where like people are like, oh, it's all the white people. It's like you do realize like
Yeah.
the majority of people who captured black slaves in Africa were black. Other
black,
tribes,
right.
like,
100%.
yeah, it's like
They
they
were
sold their
prisoners
own
of
people.
war.
Yeah,
And then
They
also
weren't their
fact
own
that-
people. They
Right.
were just
But yeah,
different
they
tribes.
dead ass sold
Different
off
tribes,
their
yeah.
other Africans.
They were the same, just slightly to the left.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's really interesting? You know what's really dumb to me though too?
Slaves.
So the dumbest thing to me is the people who are like, I'm African American. It's like, no, you're just American.
American,
You were not
yes.
born in Africa. You did not come over from Africa to America.
Right.
You're
Yes.
just American because you were born,
say- just
raised,
say
and,
American or
everything in
black.
America. Yeah, like you don't have to be like African American. Just say I'm black or I'm American. Just like the same as like
I know.
no Asian American. That you're either Asian or you're American.
I know one family that is technically African American,
Yeah.
and that's because their dad is from Africa.
Right, and
Okay,
that's
yeah,
where it
right.
actually like counts because when you
Right.
come from the place and then you transfer it over to America, you are whatever place that is American.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like when when you're born, raised, and stuff in America, you're just American.
What was that comedian?
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but
Okay.
he comes from an African family, but he's like,
Uh
I can never, I don't know why I can't do that accent, but it's just like,
huh.
he was talking about his dad
Okay.
and how like no he would never cook for the kids. It was always his wife that would do the cooking. But
Okay.
like one particular night she was working late, and so it's like he was doing the whole thing. Is like, my children are hungry. It's like, my wife is working late. I will not cook for them. Therefore, I shall take them to McDonald's.
Oh my goodness.
Are you talking about Trevor Noah?
Huh?
Is it Trevor Noah?
No. It was a different
Ah.
guy. He may have guessed on Trevor Noah at some point, but no, it was like some other like lower tier, like or up and coming comedian
Okay.
that I
Gotcha.
happened to
It
saw on
sounds-
TikTok a while ago.
Sounds like something he would say though.
It's like they get the bit out and it's like, thank you for welcoming us into your establishment. It's like, my children are hungry.
Oh my
I will
goodness.
not cook for them. Please give them your finest Happy Meals.
That's great.
Like a true American dad, though.
Right. Oh my goodness.
African dad, thank you very much. Don't lump him in with us. It's traditional African dad, thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. And see, that's my thing. Is like, there's so many people getting offended over the stupidest shit. It's like I like when people can just laugh about themselves and their people and their
Right.
cultures like that.
Uh-huh.
Like the best people are the ones who have enough humor to laugh about their own cultures, their own problems, their own stuff. Like the amount of people like who like like Asian comedians who can like actually just make Asian jokes that are like basically racist are the funniest people out there. And like similar with black, like anything really,
Right.
or like the whole like Ahmed the Dead Terrorist kind of stuff. Well, I don't think he was I don't think the dude who did it was like
Yeah, no, he's
No.
a
But
full-on
anyway.
white guy.
Yeah, but
He is
like
white as white people.
yeah, but basically like there's a
Love
lot
him
of
in the Middle East. They
yeah, there's a
absolutely love
lot of
him in the
Middle
Middle
Easterns
East.
who loved Ahmed. There's the thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, they love Jeff Dunham over there.
yeah, or like how the people who
That's
like,
so
or how a lot of the Mexicans and whatnot and the Spanish like really loved Speedy Gonzalez, and they got mad when the whiteys started like trying to take it down. Like, no, we love Speedy. Like, that's my big thing. Is like another thing is like the whole like culture, the cultural appropriation people that like a lot of the white people speak scream about now is like that's the thing. It's like if some white person were to put on like Vietnamese outfit, traditionally Vietnamese outfit, and start making pho or whatever you pronounce it. I don't know. I am Vietnamese. But anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, so if they did that, I'd be more happy to have that happen than call them racist because like at that point, like it's like a sharing of culture. And that's the entire point. It's like all these people are getting offended over cultural appropriation and stuff are doing the exact thing of erasing culture sharing. They are
See, that's the funny
specifically
part
the
to
ones
me.
erasing the sharing and spread of culture around others.
Right.
That's the funny part to me because, like, Korea, when I went to visit, they
Yeah.
were so fucking excited that I could say anything in Korean.
Right. It's like that you didn't need some
Like-
translator, mostly.
Right.
They
Yeah, no, they love it
did
when
not
foreigners
care.
come in able to speak the language. Yeah.
Right.
They did not care that I didn't pronounce things 100% correct.
Yeah.
Like, they would have preferred that, sure.
Right.
But they were just
yeah.
happy that I tried.
Yeah, that you actually
Right.
tried. That's the big thing. Is like, like I don't get why we have to have this thing where like people are screaming at others for getting into other cultures, even if they're not like of that culture, or race or anything. Because again, that's
I mean, as
culture
long as you're
erasing.
not trying to be insulting.
Right, which which most of the time really isn't the case. Now, obviously, you're gonna have your racist assholes who are trying to be insulting, but it's really not as prevalent as it used to be.
Right.
Now it's actually just a
Right.
case of like people are just interested in the culture and want to check it out, and like you have people screaming at them over it.
Right.
Yeah, like we definitely need to like just stop that. Like, hush, you fools.
It's like just stop overthinking.
Right? Like people just want to experience other cultures. Let them.
Just enjoy it and bask
Like,
in
we
it,
got
embrace
a-
it.
We got a Filipino lady that started at my job who, like,
Yeah.
is so excited because we're willing to try her Filipino food.
Yeah. Right. Like
She's
even,
just like-
even small things like that like is pretty normal in American culture as a whole. Is so
Right.
exciting for other people of other cultures because they want to share their culture and see their culture get spread and enjoyed by
Right.
others.
Yep.
She's so excited about it. She's like, "You'll really try it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'd love to try some."
Right?
I can't guarantee that I'll like it, but I would love to try some.
Yeah, basically.
And she's just like, "I'll bring some in one day, and you can have it for lunch." And she's just so cute and excited, and I'm just like, this makes me really happy.
Yep.
And like, that's so normal for America from my experience.
Right.
But like,
Right.
sure, there are outliers where there are assholes that are like, I don't want to touch any food that I can't pronounce.
Right.
But like, most people are just like, hey, I want to try that if it looks good or if it smells good.
Right.
Yeah, because like especially me in the DMV area, I'm just neck deep in Rainbow Coalition everything here.
Right.
So yeah, my entire life.
And in my area, she was like, when I was pregnant with my
Catholic
kids, because she's from the Philippines, but like the closest Filipino restaurant that's like actually good is a good 2-3 hours away.
Right.
And so when she was pregnant and craving Filipino food, she made her husband drive all that way to go get Filipino food because that was all she could like stomach.
Gotcha.
And she was like, yeah, and now I have to like make it all on my own, and
Right.
nobody else really wants to eat it. And so this is like really awesome that people are willing to try my food, and I'm just so happy and excited. And I'm like, yeah, we don't have much of a variety around here if you haven't noticed.
Right.
So like,
Yeah.
please let me try stuff.
Yeah, because you're in a yeehaw, or bordering yeehaw land. I mean, you got the horse races. That's like close enough, honestly, at that point. But
Horse races are about everywhere in Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, right, you're just like horse racing central. But
Basically.
you basically got like white land over there, just about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we
so-
have some German restaurants around here because I'm close to German land, but other
Yeah.
than that,
Yeah, otherwise,
Yeah, right.
Americanized everything else.
Yeah, yep, basically. you know.
But no, see now I'm picturing your friend walking in with her all right, here's some dishes, like cultural dishes brought in. It's just mac and cheese with raisins in it.
Yeah, right.
No! Why would you curse this? Why would you curse me with that?
Just- right, like
I was choked.
this is my nice cultural dish that I made just for you. I do hope you'll try it and enjoy it. It's just mac and cheese with raisins, like.
God.
I thought we were friends. You you deceived me.
You fiend.
The treachery.
It's MZ's villain arc. MZ's racist
Oh my
arc.
god. No. No.
It's like full racist modern feminist arc, villain arc.
MZ's like the mac and cheese with raisins is like that, like fucking broke the camel's back.
It's like conquers all the churches in their area, conforms them to her will, rewrites the Catholic Church as a whole.
Yeah. Preach the good word of horse racing.
Oh my god. What's funny is I've only been
Yeah.
to one horse race,
Yep.
like formally,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah, right.
was probably 10.
Yep.
My grandpa had to put the bet in for me. I lost because I know nothing about horses.
Like, so
But it
the
was
question
at-
is, did he pick for you or did you pick the horse?
Oh, I picked. I
okay.
definitely picked.
What did you remember what you picked based off of? Was it just like child logic, like I like that pretty horse or the funny name, or?
Oh, it was my name. The horse was my name.
Had you?
It had my name. My name was part of the horse's name.
Human MC betting for horse MC.
The horse's name was Emily. What was I supposed to do? I was like 10. I didn't know. It was like Emily's Polaroid or something like that.
That's such a like a classic, hilarious case of like child logic, though.
You're right.
But
Yeah.
I lost, and that was the one and only time that I went to Churchill Downs.
Imagine they like fucking shot the horse on the track right in front of you, like, you stupid horse!
No, a horse did get shot. A horse actually did get shot that day.
Wait, what?
But my grandpa did not let me watch.
Oh my
What,
goodness.
did it trip during the race and break a leg or something, or what?
Yeah, it broke a leg.
Well,
Okay,
at least they
yeah.
didn't shoot Emily Horst.
No, it was not my horse.
Yeah. Imagine if it had
That would have been very traumatic.
Yeah, right?
I would have cried and it would not have been pretty.
Oh my god, they shot horse Emily!
No, but a horse did get shot that day, and I only remember that
Yeah.
because I remember my grandpa being very like, "Oh, we need to go this way." Like, not very.
Oh, yeah.
like,
Yeah,
frustrating
really
me
trying to
off.
guide you away.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
This is very
Like, we
important thing
need
we
to
gotta
go
do
back
over
to
here
the
real quick.
table.
Come on.
Hey, let's check out this really good hot dog stand.
Yeah, concessions. Let's go.
Let's ignore the horses.
Yeah. But I did get to go to the stables afterward and see some of the horses. That was fun.
Except the one that
Okay.
was shot.
Yeah.
At least now we have technology, so they don't have to do that anymore.
Right.
No, man.
But that was like 20 years ago.
Right.
So, you know,
Right.
it's fine.
I
Yeah.
never understood the appeal of racing in general, because like what is the appeal of watching, like, whether it be a horse, greyhound,
or
dog,
dog
or
running a
a car,
circle.
motorcycle in circles for hours? Like, what is the fucking appeal?
Yeah, right. Like, it's
It's
cool
the
seeing-
money aspect.
Yeah, but
I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's
more
really
the
all it
gambling
is.
aspect, I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, the gambling and the advertisement aspect and all that shit. Yeah.
Right,
And like my great
If it was some
grandpa,
speed racer bullshit, then yeah, sign me up. We'll be all for that shit.
Right.
because my great grandpa actually owned a racehorse that ran in the Derby one year.
Okay.
Okay.
He placed. I don't know what he placed as. I don't
Yeah.
have the thing in front of me, but he did
Mhm.
own one at one point.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Because he had money
Yep.
at one point.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time, my family had money.
Yeah,
Till
look
he
where the
lost
time
all
is
the
gone.
riches.
This was
Apparently that
back
horse
in,
didn't
like, the
place high
50s.
enough.
no, he did not place very high. I want to say it was like
Yeah.
second or third, but
Yeah.
not extremely high.
Right.
But a lot of the money around here is still in like horses and tobacco and
Yeah.
bourbon. So
Yeah,
like
that
my
makes
cousins
sense.
own a distillery, so it has a lot of money,
Mhm.
and they sell all over the place.
Yeah.
So that's the appeal
Okay, who we got?
is
Is that
the
Austin?
money
Yep,
aspect.
it is.
There's our late goblin.
Right?
What about me?
Our sleepy goblin.
Sleep was so good.
I'm glad the sleep was good.
All right, let's see here. You know, what's now that we kind of like got into the whole like what money goes into in each state. Let's see what Maine does. Oh, of course, it's lobster.
Of course, it's lobster.
Yeah, like
What else would it be?
we produce
lobster
yeah,
races, man.
we produce 90% of the nation's lobster supply.
Yeah.
I remember this one time. I don't know who it was. It was just someone I knew, I guess, who they said a lot of Maine's lobster comes from fucking a piece in Canada. It's like no, actually, a lot of our lobster comes from our own coasts.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm not even sure if Maine is technically allowed to take lobster from the Canadian, like, waters
Yeah,
in the
I would
first place.
assume
So
not.
that's
I would
why
assume
a lot
not,
of
yeah.
Maine's. I mean, maybe they do with permission, depending on the company and stuff. But
Mhm.
most of Maine's fishermen are just small time, their own little thing fishermen. So,
Right.
yeah, that's why a lot of the lobster that Maine produces and brings across the country is from Maine waters.
Yeah.
And then otherwise, let's see, a lot of it is just honestly fish and shellfish and seafood. Honestly, let's
Kentucky's
see.
a lot of bourbon, corn, tobacco, and horses.
Yeah.
Well, are landlocked as fuck.
Yep.
Nope.
Blueberries are also a big one of us, though. Apparently.
Oh.
Blueberries?
Yeah. Okay.
Gimme.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
want
'cause,
blueberries.
yeah. I know Maine wild blueberries are a really popular thing, and second in the nation for maple syrup. Huh. Interesting. That one I didn't really
Well, your
expect.
proximity to Canada, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, we have plenty of maple trees, but I
Wouldn't
don't
it
know.
be
I
more
feel
like Connecticut or Vermont?
Osmosis.
I feel
You're
like
around the
Vermont
border.
would be the maple syrup kind of one, like in that sense. Actually, what does? Okay, let's see.
I would think that would be Vermont,
Maple
of all places.
syrup producer in U.S. Yeah, it's Vermont.
Ah, there you go.
So, yeah, so apparently we're right behind Vermont though in maple syrup, which is actually kind of funny. It's like I don't know, like Maine, like don't get me wrong, Maine has some good maple syrup, but like I feel like I didn't really think we'd be second.
Yeah, I don't picture Maine and think maple syrup. What does Virginia do?
Yeah, right?
Tobacco?
I don't know.
Let's Google this.
I just assume it's a waste of space, just like everywhere else in the country.
Yep. Let's see. Virginia's primary industry, agriculture. So
Okay.
yeah, provide more than
Just generic agriculture.
yeah. So what is Virginia's main industry? Yeah. So okay. So. Okay. So,
I just
yeah,
know our
it's-
fun
a lot
fact.
of it's agriculture and
The services sector.
here
by
we
far
go,
the largest. What does that even mean? The services
These-
sector, the largest segment of Virginia's economy.
So, chemical
accounting
plants
for
and
more than
tobacco
2%
are huge
gross
ones.
product.
The leading
What is it?
The leading manufacturers in Virginia are the chemical plants and tobacco factories.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sounds
yeah,
about right.
Or among the
That
state's
makes
main
sense, yeah.
manufacturers, yeah. And
Yeah.
then let's see. Yeah, so okay.
Services sector.
Do they mean like the military?
Maybe.
I don't. I gotta try to find more on this.
But yeah, so it's like tobacco
Okay, what are the
and
biggest industries?
plants, and then yeah, agriculture in general seems to be a big one for Virginia apparently.
So
I just know that Kentucky has more bourbon barrels than they have people.
Yeah.
Okay, so services are the biggest industry in the economy of Virginia with accounts. So the public sector, local, state, and federal government, social and health services, and retail and wholesale trade account for a considerable portion of employment in the state.
Okay.
Technical, scientific, and professional services are a crucial source of income in the state as well, with many people working in the business and the communication sectors. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's
Yeah.
again, there's absolutely nothing but fucking shopping here, and everywhere you fucking look. So yeah, that,
You know,
that
makes
totally
sense.
makes sense now.
Yeah.
I
let's
hate
see.
it.
Seeing as I live there, looking at Rhode Island, health services and tourism are the two largest industries in Rhode Island.
Tourism?
Yeah, because well, we do have like some good beaches in Rhode Island,
Mhm.
and there's a surprising amount of historical sites and recreational activities in Rhode Island as well.
Okay.
I mean, I would imagine historical sites because,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
New England.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, so apparently, Rhode Island has a heavy on health services and tourism, though.
Gotcha. Let's see. It looks like we also are pretty big on technology and, like you said earlier, agriculture, but also forestry and fishing here in
Ah, yeah,
Virginia.
okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that's
If
kind
we want to
of
look up Kentucky.
yeah, right.
Let's see.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, of course. Duh.
No.
Manufacturing is the largest single contributor to Kentucky's economy, accounting for nearly 1/5 of the state's gross product. Let's see, major industry include major sectors of employment by employment in Kentucky include healthcare and social assistance, retail, trade, and manufacturing. Okay,
Sounds about right.
yeah. What drives the economy in Kentucky? If you look for two of them are automakers, Ford and Toyota, and two of them are logistics, UPS and Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Okay.
have a major Amazon hub and Toyota
Right.
factory.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I noticed
yeah,
some of
yeah.
my stuff goes through Kentucky a lot.
Yeah.
Amazon
So
hub.
Hmm.
that Amazon hub, I
Yep.
worked there.
Oh, okay, so that's the one you worked at.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you get packages from that Kentucky warehouse, I worked in that warehouse at one point.
Okay.
I know where those buildings are
Mm.
and how they were packaged
Yep.
and all their shitty practices. But there's like a lot of industrial parks in my area.
Yep.
And then you go further south and it's all farms.
Yep.
Okay. Huh, interesting. I did not know this. Computer chips became the leading export product from Virginia in 2006, surpassing
Huh.
tobacco and coal combined.
Okay.
Wow.
Interesting. Yeah, look at this, people. We're learning facts about different states.
You're right.
Every now and again.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah. So, enjoying your new beefy rig, Ozzy?
Yeah. Right. Well, I think they're on
A beefy rig is my baby.
Your
Yeah.
your beefy rig with your Nugget Baby keyboard.
Right.
Well, you say that, but my new keyboard arrived earlier.
Oh, nice.
What? Wait, you have two Why do you have another keyboard?
Okay, so.
Yeah.
So before the rig came in, like,
Uh-huh.
Mel was like, "Oh, you should get all the stuff that you need for it."
Okay.
So I bought the monitor. I had the desk already, so I got the chair.
Right.
And I got a keyboard, but I didn't want a massive keyboard.
Okay.
Mhm.
I just don't understand, like, having to use a fucking giant keyboard. I don't use the other half of it, so I was like, "Oh, let me get a baby one." And I really like my baby keyboard. It's very cute, and I have tiny baby nugget hands, so it works out very well for me. But Camille's keyboard broke. So he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get a new keyboard." So he bought a new keyboard, and it's one of those ones that, like, that you can't really hear me typing.
Okay.
It's like really soft.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I was like fucking playing on his thing when he kicked me off last night to go on his PC so he could go to bed.
Yep.
I was playing on his, and I was just like the whole time I was like, "Oh, I want this fucking keyboard." So I bought the exact same keyboard.
Oh my goodness.
It's like you barely had me for 2 days. You're already cheating on me.
Yeah. Right.
No, literally, like, I can already see this becoming like a problem. I'm gonna start collecting like different accessories for this PC rig.
Yeah, honestly, my
Nobody-
big thing is I just always have like one main thing, and I have a backup or two. Usually just one backup though. Like, I do know I have a backup keyboard somewhere as well as a backup mouse, but honestly, I think some of those are getting old, so I need to actually get a couple extras now, new, fresh for backup.
Yeah.
Or well, probably just I'm gonna
I'm
replace my
thinking about
mouse and
getting another
keyboard.
mouse anyway, but
Yeah, I'm gonna replace my mouse and keyboard and just get just leave the ones I have now for backup after that.
Yeah.
my mouse has that, like, like the two little buttons on the side where you
Yeah,
can like
the
right click
thumb
and left
buttons.
click.
Yeah.
But, like, the amount of times I'll be doing something and then I accidentally hit
Oh
back,
yeah.
like the back click, and then I get like shunted back, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm
Yeah,
like,
right. I like using those for
Pisses me
IO
off.
though, because it allows me to do certain things. Like I use my my upper mouse thumb button for sprint.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I'll actually do my alt look on my lower thumb mouse button. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get one with like multiple programmable buttons, because there are some games I play where it's just honestly nice to just like I got the little click of a button, I can just do them. Especially
need
on
to
Path
do
of
that.
Titans.
Bro, but I've seen people that have mouses that have like fucking 43 buttons just along like the ridge, and I'm like, how do you know what you want?
Yeah, right. Like, here, let me check out the one I'm gonna go after because I think it has like 9 buttons. Let's see
Like a
here.
full keyboard or a
I'm gonna
numpad on the
Google.
side.
Extreme
Oh
gaming
no, it has
mouse.
12 on the one I'm gonna
Jesus.
be after. Yeah, but not all of them are
That's
gonna
so
be
many
used,
buttons.
but some of them are, they'll definitely be put to use, and for most of them, it's because some of
Ew,
those
why
things
is
were
it
like I could use
shaped like that?
them.
Oh, that's a mouse that looks shaped like a fucking shoe.
It's like and this is the button that activates my automatic back scratcher of my chair.
Right.
For real.
Man, I need like a
There's
I
a
need an
big-eyed
actual.
frog cartoon mouse.
Like
Get
tiny keyboard, massive fucking mouse.
Right.
Yeah.
I honestly need a proper gaming chair eventually, though. I just have like this tiny
Dude, mine
little
is so
chair.
sexy.
It has lower back and upper back support, which
Nice.
like doesn't
I
make that
need a
much
new
sense because
chair.
like I'm not straight, so I don't sit in the fucking chair properly.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting right now with my legs folded underneath me.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
Not
no,
the way
like-
you're supposed to sit in a game.
Yeah, my current chair is a piece of shit, but it's like I'd have no real desire to get a new chair because I'm standing half the time at my computer
Okay.
because I'm sitting so much at my job, so I'm standing most of the time when I'm at home.
Yeah.
It's not really.
Well, at least none of us have a fucking gaming chair like Nightmare does.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
only
you said.
mine doesn't have a bunch of scratches and holes and dirt and whatever else into the cushions and shit. No, mine's
Yeah,
like
Every time I look at it, I think about how much dead skin is like melded into the back of that chair.
yeah, right.
Right.
Mine's
You
like a
can't
little
clean it.
dusty. That's it.
Fucking, you slap the chair and like a fucking cloud comes out.
Right. Yeah, like when I get a new gaming chair, it's like there's one I know that's like a pretty viable recliner. I'm gonna probably grab that. It's like 150. But like otherwise, like I fully expect it to get like scratched up and shit. But for the most part, I'm gonna keep it clean. Just wipe it down because like I have this nice disinfectant cleaner stuff that I use a lot, which is actually technically more for it's commonly used in livestock and veterinary offices. But I mean it works really well. Has a mild scent, so.
What is it, like D10 or something?
No, it's chlorhexidine. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I use that a lot, and it just makes my life easier. So I'm just gonna
Gotta
wipe
figure
mine
out
down
how
with that
to
a lot
watch.
when I need to.
I've got to figure out how to wash. Camille's desk basically came with like a mouse mat that covers the entire desk.
Oh yeah.
And I don't really know how to clean it. I'm pretty sure when I clean it, like a shitload of dye is gonna come out of it.
Well.
I saw somebody clean one on TikTok once. Like she did the whole, when everybody was going through that phase where they were like, "Oh, throw all your clothes in a bathtub and then put baking soda and
Oh
something
yeah,
else."
yeah.
And they're like, "Wow, look at all the dirt," but the things that they were putting in there were like really fucking colorful.
Right.
So all the shit that was coming out of it was like 1 part dirt, 6 parts dye.
Right.
Yeah, and it might be one of those cases where you just have to, I mean, I guess if you can find a light enough, cleaner solution, you can spray on it, but probably mainly just like hand vac it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to hand wash it, like scrub it down and then.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah. Probably. And this
Leave
today's
it.
lesson on ideas for cleaning computer parts.
In
Got
this server, we
crumbs and
promote
shit
cleaning.
and stuck in between your keys on your keyboard. Just flip that shit upside down and just shake for a good 10 minutes.
In this server, we do not promote poop on the walls and pee on your computer chairs. We like cleanliness.
Untag Rory right now.
The fucking cleaning pictures that she posts always make me want to go nuts.
Yeah, I remember when
Cleaning day.
Yeah, I remember sometimes I'd go in like to that room and there'd be shavings all over, and I just like step in. I'm like, I was not a
You know
big
what it
fan
reminds me of?
stepping in shavings
It
all
reminds
the
me
time.
of being in college. Fucking like
Yeah.
we had like a 2-hour section of college every day where it'd be like, "Oh, you guys get this area with the animals. You guys get this area. And you have to clean them
Okay.
out."
Yeah.
And like every time we had the fucking small animal section, part of the cleaning was that you cleaned the room after you were done, like the actual room itself.
Right.
Mm.
And fucking every fucking time at the end, because you'd always have,
Yep.
like, in your group, you'd have 2 kids of like higher educational level that I
Yep.
was in,
Okay.
2 kids of a median educational level, and then a child that essentially walked off the blue bus and somehow found its way into my college.
Yeah.
So every fucking time I was in a small animal room, I'd just turn around, there would just be like fucking shavings everywhere, and there was
Jeez.
always a loose hamster, or like always
Oh
a
my
loose
goodness.
rat. And it's like, how did? Why don't you just pick it up? What's wrong with it? Oh, it bites. Yeah, I know it bites. Pick it up anyway.
Yeah,
You
right.
pussy.
Or just like, grab something,
Fucking
sweep it into a
hate
dustpan
shavings,
and pour
bro.
it back in.
Yeah.
Like,
You
get
get
it up,
shavings
get in a
in your
chokehold,
shoes,
knock
and
it
you
out, but
never
not enough
stop
to kill
getting
it,
in your
then put it
shoes.
back in its closure.
Right.
I was just like, why don't you put it in the fucking balls that they have, like
Yeah,
the
right.
exercise balls?
Right.
Put it in that, and then let it fuck off. What's wrong with you?
Right.
And they're like, oh, I don't want to get bit. Yeah, I'm sure you don't, but it's probably gonna happen anyway. You work with animals.
Mhm.
Get over it.
Right.
Right.
The sooner it happens, the easier it is to deal with.
Yep.
Fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
Because like I'm trying to think of like,
Listen, I'm allowed to be angry. These are the same kids that got me bit by a mosque monitor.
Oh my gosh.
Mosque
Like, see, with my rats, I literally go up there and I'll just like vacuum up the shavings like every 1 or 2 days, or every day, every couple days, because like I just don't like the mess up there.
It's not hard.
Right. I
Like-
just literally just
Right.
like will suck it all up with my vacuum cleaner and like, all right, there we go, I'm done.
But like, I feel like especially when you have an animal that is so prone to respiratory infections, the last thing that you want is a bunch of fucking shavings sitting around.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like just basically a clean out the entire shavings weekly, and then just vacuum up the scatter every day or two. Is basically my process. Just makes my life easier.
Get ferrets. All I do is just litter box and then no newspaper, paper towel on the very bottom of the cage.
Right.
Then just keep an eye on them whenever they're out of the cage.
Right. Yeah. It's like that's basically a big reason people are getting rabbits now. Also litter train them and like just make sure they don't like eat something they're not supposed to when they're out of the cage and put them back in
right.
this time. But then you have all the people who are like, oh, I free range my bunny. It's like, wow, you must have no fucking life then.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because rabbits love to get into trouble, and that means sometimes that if you don't have like a complete rat-proof room, even then they'll still find a way to get into trouble.
Like, this is not Watership Down.
Right, it's like creating a dog. It's just sometimes it's just better for their safety overall.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Imagine prioritizing your animal's safety over
Oh no!
Yeah,
Wow, what a
right.
concept.
Yeah, right. Who would
Yeah, dislike
think?
of crates.
Couldn't be the free roam rabbit community. Nah, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
No, don't get me wrong.
Listen,
Some of them do
fucking
really
Free
well,
roam rabbit community drives me insane.
right? Like, don't get me wrong. Some of them do really well, and they do know how to do it right. But like, I'm definitely like, I think you should have like basically a bedtime area and stuff, or to put them in something when you're going out, just in case.
Right.
There's just way too much
Yeah.
risk, in my opinion, for a rabbit who can't be trained in the same degree as a dog in terms of house manners.
Yeah, because it's one thing if you have like a room just completely designated for all their needs. That's one thing. Or if you have a yard that's completely
Right.
modified and designated for their needs and their
Basically.
health and whatnot. But otherwise, yeah, no, you need to contain.
Right, contain the little critters.
Right. Cage the beast.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's like just
Fucking
in general
listen.
those.
I need
Huh?
to. I need to before this podcast fucking ends. I need
Yeah.
to free roaming rabbit shit that you were talking about when I
Oh,
worked
yeah.
in Pets at Home.
Uh-huh.
Pets at Home is like PetSmart for anybody that
Yeah.
happens to fucking listen to this.
But your version of PetSmart
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah, it's like it's
Okay.
the biggest pet chain company that we have in the UK.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And they, I was working there, and this woman was like, she came in, she's like, oh, we really want to get, 2 rabbits, because
Okay.
you need to have 2, And I was like, in my head, I was like, yeah, you should get 2. You're a genius. This is smart. Thank you for doing, like, fake fucking Googling.
Congratulations. You know a social animal's most basic needs.
Yeah,
Right.
and then I was like, where are you planning on, like, housing this animal? Do you have any plans for the
Okay.
housing situation? And she was like, oh yeah, let me show you. So she showed me what was essentially a room the size of the living room that I have now, which like
Okay.
isn't massive, but is pretty big.
Okay.
It's like a double bedroom, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So she
Yeah,
showed
yeah.
me, she like kitted it out, so it
Yeah.
had like, no wires anywhere.
Alright.
There was like a dog gate at the door, and then there was this area in the room that was cut off, so when
Okay.
she went to bed, or if she left the house, she could like trap the rabbits just in that area.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, same concept as creating a dog. You know, I love this. Look at you coming in prepared.
Right.
So we sold her 2 rabbits, and 2 weeks later she came back and she was like, I need to get another rabbit. And I was like, why?
Oh, jeez.
She was like, well, I was cleaning their room, and I already fucking knew. Like, in my head, I was like, one of them's gone up the Hoover or something.
Yeah, right.
You know, like, someone's had its, like, brain sucked out by the vacuum. Or, like, it's eaten a wire or something.
Right.
But she was like, I was cleaning their room. And I opened the window to let the fucking air in.
Oh no.
She lived on the 4th floor.
Oh no.
Oh, no. And there's no screens.
No, there's no screens or anything. But she also moved. They had, like, this, I want to say, like, a short, like, kids bookcase.
Okay.
Mhm.
But they'd put stuff on it, like, for the rabbits to, like, climb on and hang out out there
Oh,
and eat
yeah.
and shit.
Gotcha.
But what really kills me is that they modified this bookcase so that the rabbits couldn't fall out of it.
Okay.
So they took the safety precautions for that, but didn't put a screen on the window, and then
Yeah,
put
right.
that thing in front of the window when she was cleaning.
Oh my god.
So one of the
believe
rabbits
I
just
can
decided
fly.
that it would be the first rabbit ever to fly.
Yeah, right.
And for a very short time it was.
Right.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
God.
She was like, can I get another rabbit? And I was like, have you bought a screen
No.
for your window yet? She was like, no. And I was like, well then no.
Yeah, right.
Like, I don't know what to tell you. She was like, but the other rabbit's so sad. I was like, yeah, I'm fucking sad too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
Watch his buddy commit suicide.
Right.
Yeah, like, oh my god. There was another, like, woman that came in once that she had, I think it was a guinea pig.
Okay.
Like, she
Mm.
bought a guinea pig, and then she came back not even, like, 2 days later with
Oh,
a
no.
shoebox in her hand. And I was like,
Oh,
what the fuck?
no.
If she opened it, I sold her a white guinea pig,
Uh-huh.
right? When I say this thing looked like it'd been in the oven,
Oh my goodness.
I was like, what the fuck did you do? And she's like, oh, it started chewing on cables.
Oh.
I was like, okay,
Oh.
well, why didn't you put the cables away? And she was like, well, I thought it would get shocked once and never do it again. And I was
Oh
like, well,
my
you were right, but
goodness.
not to that fucking degree. Like, can I get another one? I was like, no. She's like, can I get a refund? I was like, absolutely not. Get out.
Yeah, right. Go electrocute that thing and then call it good. Like,
Oh my god.
Gave me so many horror stories.
right.
PTSD.
That's fantastic.
My gosh.
I just.
Okay.
What do you mean? A refund for your own incompetence?
You're right.
You want me to refund your cooked animal?
Yeah, right.
I can't even, like, feed it to anything that we have.
Right.
Oh, man. Fucking
Tiny
hated
bacon.
that shop, I swear to God. Someone once
Jeez.
left a fucking giant ass fish in a bowl in the
Oh,
car
oh
park.
my gosh.
Like, I found it when I started at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
mm.
And I was looking and I was like, why is there a fucking, like, dish in the car park? What is this? I look in, there's just like a small, what are they called? You know the pleco?
Oh, yeah, those.
Oh, okay.
Like, it wasn't quite like 4 foot long, but that thing
Okay.
was easily over a foot
Oh
in this
my
like
gosh.
dish held up. And I was looking at it and I was like, you know, you're like, am I awake?
It's like, am I alive right now? Am I
right.
I
real?
like called my manager over and I was like, is that a fish? And he was like, well, I wouldn't call it a dog. And I was like, But we took it in and like we had to put it in one of our fish tanks because we just didn't have anything big
Right.
enough to put it in, and we didn't want to like kill it. So put it in the fish tank, and it fucking ate everything in the fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But the fucking we had like a guy that was like quote unquote a fish expert, and we
Yeah.
called him. We were like, it's not gonna eat the other fish, right? And he's like, no, it won't. You can put it in there.
Mm.
Anyway, like $400 worth of fish later, we
Yeah, right.
discovered it actually does eat fish,
Yep.
and that it was very hungry.
Yeah, right. Must have been hungry to eat something outside of its normal diet.
You're right.
Yeah, I mean, it was in a fucking. I think we later discovered as well. We put it in the wrong temperature tank
Oh.
Mm.
because they were like, "Oh, you know, it's fucking. It has to be. What was it? It has to be cold water
Yep.
because it's massive." And I was looking at it and I was like, "Really though?"
I
like
mean,
that was going the other
no one
tank.
there, no one there could properly identify what species the fish was.
I can't lie to you. That was not in my like fish phase.
I mean, I
So
know
had
you wouldn't have been able to, but really no one else there.
Yeah.
Well, the like quote unquote fish expert is the guy who raises carp
Right.
to a certain like level, then he gets bored of them and throws them in the river near where he
Oh.
lives. So
Of
Jeez.
course.
this is the same guy who told me that chocolate Labradors are psychotic
Oh my
genetically.
gosh.
Every single one of them.
What?
Because he had a chocolate Labrador that he couldn't train.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the walk.
Because he's a shitty trainer?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he one time like was giving a woman advice over the counter,
Mhm.
and like we're not allowed to give training advice.
Okay.
But he was like, yeah, you have to be the alpha, da, da, da. And
Oh,
just like as
no.
I was walking past, I was like, hey Barry, just so you know, the guy that wrote the alpha theory also disproved the alpha theory,
Yeah,
so please
disproved
don't go
his own
recommending it
theory.
because it's not gonna work.
You're right.
And then he like half an hour later, he like ran up to me and he was like, "How dare you talk to me like that in front of the customer?"
Oh
I'm
my
like, "Shut
goodness.
your bald ass head up."
No
bro."
wonder he believes in the alpha theory. He thinks he's hot shit.
Like adopts it to every aspect of his life.
Right.
Yeah, every time you argued with him, he'd like
Uh,
lean over you, but like it never worked because he wasn't really tall, so he had to go up on his tiptoes
Oh
to
my
lean
God.
over you. So like the first time I clocked him doing it, I like looked down and then I looked up and I was trying so hard not to smile. So, you know when you can feel like it physically hurts not to smile because you want to do it so bad.
Yep.
I was going through the motions, bro. Like, I was in pain.
Yeah,
Standing
kinda-
there, he was like, "Edit that," and I'm like,
Honestly, when you bring that up, it kind of reminds me of this one TikTok Shadow sent me recently asking if it was the right like method and stuff. It was basically this guy who I have no clue who the fuck he is. I haven't seen him much on TikTok, but he's apparently one of those TikTok trainers or something. And his method was like apparently there's a dog who was human aggressive, and his idea was to just basically cause the like to basically just sit there until the dog stops reacting to him or whatever. And I'm like, that's just basically the same thing as like shutting down the signals, because like then suddenly that dog one day is gonna skip the signals and go right to the bite, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, because this whole thing was like the whole logic behind it. I think he said it was like, if I stay here and don't let and don't move away whenever it does signals and react to me, then he'll learn to stop doing that. I'm like, yeah, but that won't also take away the aggression either. That'll just make the dog skip the signals.
It's not fucking. I feel like a lot of people don't compare, like, if me and Dick are having an argument, and then right at the end of the argument,
Yeah.
like the whole time I'm just not responding, just staring. At some point, you're probably gonna get angry enough that you're probably gonna want to hit me. Like, if the argument is stop touching me, stop doing this, this is mine, please,
Yeah.
like for the love of God, please stop begging you. And then I respond. At some point, I'm getting punched. Like that's just how it is. But
Right.
nobody seems to like
That's just how it is.
swap that. Like, why would you not swap it around? Like, if I fucking sit in front of a dog that's telling me, I'm gonna fucking kill you, don't
Yeah,
touch
right.
my shit, and I don't do anything,
Right.
I'm getting bitten.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Like,
It's that dedicated.
right. Like the dude was literally so lucky. That dog was in a crate. Else
Right.
he would have gotten teeth to the face. like he made no effort to make a positive association. To actually try and encourage a better reaction than aggression.
Right.
So like all he did was basically all his method was basically just shutting down the dog and forcing it to skip the signals and go right to the bite.
Yeah. See, this was like, because part of my brain goes to like, we need
Yeah.
stricter regulation on who should be allowed to own pets, but at the same time, because like you have
Right.
people like us who do take the time to educate ourselves and do it right. That's gonna make it
Yeah.
harder for us to get the animals we want. So you have to
Yeah,
like
depending,
finding that balance there because that can be really frustrating. So yeah,
right.
because of the ignorance of a few, it makes things infinitely harder for like masses who actually do know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Case in point, XL bullies in the UK.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You have like a
Yep.
couple idiots who own them and they kill and maul someone, and then next thing you know, all the responsible XL bully owners are being punished for it.
Yep.
Not even like the fucking responsible owners that are just getting it as well. It's like, the amount of breeders that have just lost everything.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like breeders
sure.
that are, I mean, I won't lie, the bully breed, all 4 of them, it's still not particularly common to do like health testing or anything, but they were
Yeah.
getting better.
Right.
They were doing it faster than the American Pit Bull Terrier people ever did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like
And like they're still
yeah.
catching up.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's like, so, you know, people are like, oh, I want to pay. The thing is that fucks me up as well. They're like, oh, they're expensive dogs, but if you look at the cost of well-bred dogs these days, $3,000 is not, like, that's average.
Right, like 2K is like your typical well-bred dog price, like.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Not
It's very
terrible.
breed
Yeah.
dependent, but
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, because some breeds take a little more, you know.
Right.
yeah.
But like
And
for
then
the
you've
most
got these
part,
fucking
like, yeah,
dickheads.
yeah.
They're like, oh, I had to pay loads of money, so that means that, you know, it's upped my financial value. No, it hasn't, you dickhead. You
Right.
just
Oh my
got
god, I remember
a
the
big dog
time.
with big shoulders.
I remember the time this one dude was bragging about selling his like $7,500 like bullies at the in like a dog park page.
Mm-hmm.
A dog park page?
Yeah. There was like a page
Why?
for there was like a page for a local dog park at in Rhode Island, and this dude came in. Like someone was like talking about something. Then this dude came in like, oh, I think it was one of those classic Pibble mommy rants. And then
And he just walked in with a megaphone. I sold mine for 7,500.
yeah, I sell my American bullies for 7,500 a puppy, and it's like what? That's backyard breeding, buddy.
You're right.
Oh
Jesus.
my god. Thanks for outing yourself. But, like,
Yeah,
you know.
right.
You're right.
Like, good job, you stupid bitch. And I responded with that, like, that's just more of a backyard breeder if you're selling for that much of a price, Like, I went over all the logistics, like, I got so many fucking likes on that comment, and I was like, yeah, good shit, brothers. People know what's up. Like, because, like, if you're going over, like, 2 to 3K average, maybe 4K depending on the breed, if it's really that bad, then you need that many tests. For the most part, like, 2 to 3K is your expected range. So, like...
It was just so fucking funny.
Right?
It also reminds me of, like, imagine
Yeah.
walking into, like, a fucking... just walk into a school and you're like, I just sold my car for $63,000. Who's... what?
Yeah, right, like, who asked?
God.
You're right. Why do we care? Why are you telling me this? Stop talking to me. Get out of here.
Right?
You
it
obviously
reminds me
cared.
of, like,
Jeez.
Noise-wise, it reminds me of that TikTok of that, Trump's wife when
Yeah.
they're on a news thing and people, like, someone's talking and then she just goes, hello.
It's like, people are just, there's something else.
It's like, God, I just love humanity so much.
Right? Yeah,
Oh, God, I love humanity.
we were covering that one tilted dude from earlier.
Yeah.
Like, that one tilted dude who wanted like snake, but apparently didn't want my snake, then wanted it, and then whatever his
Wanted to
deal
give
was.
you. Wanted to give you one of his.
Yeah, or like he's like, come buy some of my own. I was like, I don't need your stock. I know mine's better than yours based on how you behave, you shithead.
You're right.
Still waiting on that page link, buddy. Just still waiting on that page link from him. To see his 615 snake collection with that 37 years of experience.
You're right. Allegedly.
Yeah, show me his exotics page, so I can see all about it.
But remember, only
I don't
18 of
understand the
them are ball
fucking-
pythons.
Yeah, right.
If he knew anything, surely he would be like, yeah, I know that this snake's worth.
Yeah, that's
know,
exactly
like,
what I
right,
said to him
exactly
too.
what he said, yeah.
Like it's like, oh, I know what I'm
But I
talking
can
about.
tell
And you
you-
would know the snake's worth, wouldn't you?
Yeah, like, I don't know anything about morphs, so I would never, like, lean in and be like, oh, it's definitely worth this much, because I don't know anything. I just
Right.
wait until, like, Dick says something, and then I'm like, yeah!
What that guy said.
What he said.
Yeah.
I'm just, like, in the back, of, like, the fucking thing. I'm like, what he said?
Yeah, right.
Just being Nick's hype man. It's like,
Just
yeah.
hyping you up.
Yeah, like, I'll hype you up. But if you're wrong, it'll piss me off. Like, please don't ever put me in a situation where I hype you up and you're wrong. So I'll
Right.
kill you.
Yeah, but see, one day I'll just have to do that on purpose, just for funsies.
Yep.
I like spit some like outlandish fucking stupid fact or something, fact quote unquote or not something, and like wait for Oz to hype it up and like actually just kidding.
I'd be mad as hell, especially if it's something I don't know anything about. Like you start going off about fucking like PC parts or whatever.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, yeah, what he said. And
You're
then
like,
just like, 20 minutes later after I put my heart and soul into like harassing people.
yeah, right. Yeah, start going off on them like those cow people. Like those people who came by to pet the cows, you start going off on them like that. And then just out of the blue, I'm like, oh yeah, I was actually just kidding. It's like, damn it.
Yeah, we actually have
Yeah,
a sign
no,
up front that
fucking
says no
turnaround,
people are
yeah.
welcome to come and pet the animals. God damn it! Why'd you do this to me?
Oh, yeah, those people were charming to say the least. Fucking. Oh shit. I remember watching like the comments pop off and like Ozzy and like Rory going at them
You're
so
right.
hard. That
Wait,
shit
for
was
what?
funny. Remember those people who like pet the cows, and stuff, and would come by without permission?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then you were going feral on them in the comments.
Bro, what fucking killed me the most was that I was like, why are you so angry at me? Like,
right, like
one of them
I
was
love-
like, you're a devil worshiper, and I was like,
I love how they took shit. They turned it personal, and then you just like rolled up your fucking sleeves.
yeah, like I came in like
I-
playing.
Like ready to go.
Yeah, I came in like fucking around. I was like playing. What was it? Oh yeah, I was writing song lyrics to that fucking I'm just Pete and I
Yeah,
love
right.
drugs. That shit. I was writing that shit, and then she fucking kept atting me and was like, "Fuck you, you fucking man, you're a bitch." I was like, "Hang on."
You're right. Like they went right for the throat, and then like Ozzy was like, "All right, time to pull up those sleeves. Shit's getting
Bro.
real.
I
Now
did,
it's getting
like-
personal."
Didn't they tag one or the other when it was the other person?
Yeah, they kept tagging the wrong people and shit.
No.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
They were attacking me, and they were like, "You're a devil worshipper," but it was another guy
That
in the
shit was
comments
so
that was
funny.
like, "Hell Satan," and I was like, "Where did I get tagged for that?"
Yeah, right. Because like
didn't
what
do
was it?
anything.
By the end of that, we had Rory, Ozzy, Omega joined in, and then like MZ even made a remark.
I made one remark and you
Yeah.
deleted it by accident.
Yeah, or something like that. But yeah, like, oh my god,
It was
that was like,
great.
oh, it was so funny. They got so mad, and it's like this whole thing. Oh my goodness, that was funny though.
I don't understand why, like, the fucking.
Hmm.
Like, I was
I think
arguing
the
with
best
one
part of
woman,
that-
and then her mum came in.
Oh yeah, her like mom came in.
Oh yeah, because
The
she
best part-
wanted like to remove the comments because like, oh, my daughter's profile is public or whatever, and I
Except-
don't want to
Except
get
you can't
brought in
even see
trouble for it
her
or whatever.
pictures.
Right.
You can't see your pictures unless you're mutuals.
Right.
Yep.
It was great. I looked
Right.
at that and I was like, I can't see those pictures. I don't know why you're heated.
Right. Well, they changed that after, but like, because like initially what I did, they had it all fucking public. It's like if you want privacy, then you should have never made anything public in the first place. You dumb bitch.
You're right.
Because like I shared, like, can you, basically just like, can you please not, come, if you're gonna come by and pet our cows, do so with permission, please, and announce that beforehand. It's like we're totally open because like it's good to have people socialize with the cows because it's beneficial for the cows to socialize.
Mhm. Yep.
But like obviously if you come in unannounced and suddenly your kid slips under, we got two calves and like two angry moms. So if those mothers don't know you, they're gonna smash your child into the floor, into a child jelly. So like,
Well, whether you like it or not.
yeah, right. So maybe just don't come by and interact with our animals, our 1,000-pound animals, completely unannounced. Just tell us. Pull in the front, park in the driveway, be like, hey, can we come pet the cows? Like, yeah, come on. like, it's really not that hard, yet apparently it was hard for them to understand that
Yeah.
concept. Then they started, like, outright lying.
Asking for permission? Why would you ask for
And then
permission?
they started outright lying and everything. It's like, it was funny because, like, you know how they mentioned the whole thing about bringing up sensors?
Yes.
Yeah, so our driveway back there doesn't actually have sensors. That was just my my sister-in-law telling them that so they wouldn't keep doing that. But like
Amazing.
that still didn't deter them.
All right.
Yeah, and I love how like they just turned it into some whole like war. And the funniest shit is my sister-in-law was really entertained by all of that. Like she was for it. She was for the tea.
Definitely sat up like tea in one hand, popcorn in the other.
Right, like that was definitely her.
She's funny. Her like, watch my kids, watch my kids.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. When like, because like one time there were some cops doing some training out on the back road there, because it's a major road and it's so we got a lot of people whizzing by. So like, but we didn't know that they were the cops or anything. So like my brother and sister-in-law were like talking about it, and like like someone's out there. And then so my sister-in-law was just something like, no, watch my kids. I got this. Watch the kids. Watch my kid. Just goes out there. Like she was ready to beef if it was those people again. It was so funny. It was really entertaining though. Yeah, like it's just something about people, especially when it comes to animals. Like you can't have the just like chill people for most of the time.
Right, you can't have chill people with animals because people don't respect animals, and then when their kids get killed by cows, they're like, I can't believe this happened.
Right? I can't believe it.
Oh, who could have seen this coming?
Yeah, how could I have not seen this coming? With my child going in toward these small calves with protective mothers. They're 1,000-pound animals. Like, oh,
Right.
woe is me. Oh shit.
And I hate people.
Yeah.
But remember, your brother said it was okay to come over at any time.
Yeah, right.
No, he said it was okay one time.
Yeah, right.
Imagine as well, like your brother decided one day to move the cows and put like a bull in that field.
Oh my god. Right. Well, we do have a bull as a thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine he just for some reason he's like, oh, I'm gonna swap them around.
Right. Just rotate out the cows a
That
bit,
fucking thing is at the fence, like put your hand
Yeah, right.
in.
But usually keep them, unless you're like actually having them breed, you keep them separated from the others most of the time, right?
Yeah, normally.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Although he's with the rest of them just because he's young right now, so he's really not actually ready yet.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's still young, so he's just getting used to it. He gets fucking mounted more than he mounts.
Well then.
Like poor dude is like he's like I think he's like 8, 9, 10 months by now or something, so he's getting close. But when the cows are in heat, they'll like fucking mount his ass. He's like, no.
He's like, I'm not ready, guys.
He's like, stop, help.
Camille.
Yeah, Ozzy just mounting Camille out of the blue.
Listen, it's like a joy over here because he'd be harassing me all the time here, and that's fine. But the second I do it, he turns around with the most like shocked Pikachu face I've ever seen.
He's got to go like full leg humping dog on him.
Like I'm not particularly like verbally forward.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But
right.
occasionally, like, I just walk in and say something that's like really flat, forward, factual. Like, I want this. Let's do this.
Yeah.
The way he stares at me, like, who the fuck are you? That's my wife.
It's like, what are you?
Like casually getting thrown for a loop there.
Yeah.
I think that'll be about it, though. It's time to call it a wrap.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening to another episode. Happy New Year and all that jazz. We will see y'all in the next one.
Farewell.
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye.